everyone. Welcome to Amazing Transformations. This is our open forum, a live conversation. And then if you're catching the replay, obviously it's not live, but it was live. And this is where we bring together vegans who are just interested in talking to other like-minded individuals. This is open place for new beginner vegans to come tell how your journey is going, to also talk to more experienced vegans who have been doing this lifestyle longer. This is a place where we can talk about if we're having any struggles, if you ran into any tough situations. Hello, Menu. Menu says hello to everyone. And Neo, I'm sure, will be close behind, jumping across the desk. Our lovely cats. We have all different eating styles, which I love here, so that new beginner vegans like Angela, who's been joining us, they can hear how different people have decided to do this diet, like whether it's like me, who chooses the more of the raw fruit-based vegan journey, which I love. And congratulations to Dawn. She has surpassed her goals of over 2 weeks as a raw vegan. I am so proud of her, and she's feeling like me on this high, super high vibration. I want to welcome Michelle. I see you in the comments. I apologize, everyone, that we were running late. If you can jump in, go ahead. I know you've got the grandson there. We've got our awesome, and he is so cute, by the way. I saw his photo. I think Muriel shared, maybe you shared it too. She was, I think, yeah, like earlier today. I think it was, you probably shared him before, but he is adorable. So we didn't think Michelle was old enough to have a grandson. See what that raw vegan diet will do. Also, we have our whole food plant-based vegans that come on and join us, that talk about their journey, and they've got the really cool recipes to share. And we've got our, transitioning vegans who can tell us some of the vegan products. We've got a lot of people who always join. Diana Varner, plant-based, talking about recipes. Michelle and Muriel have been on a over 10-day fruit challenge. They're a mother and daughter team. And speaking of that, Diana Varner Plant Based has an awesome YouTube channel, and her daughter was on here on the last Vegan Conversations on Monday with us. So we have got all kinds of mother-daughter teams. Mom, you hear that? When are you going to go vegan with me? So anyway, I love you, Mom. Whatever you eat, I love you. I still want you to get healthy with me, though. Hey, Muriel, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining. Michelle said he's pretty special. The link is in the top of the comments. I didn't pin it to the top yet. I'll have to do that. I think in a few minutes, if she has time, Dawn has an event that she has to go to at 3, where she's doing like a watch party with her trading group. However, if she can jump in, I will be so excited, because I want to share her journey with you. I've been here to watch it, and it's been amazing to watch the way that her, just her mindset has changed. She's like got that glowing raw vegan vibe about her. She's been eating like lots of fruits, and sometimes like she's gotten like me where her body just tells her when she wants something. Like I think she had just guacamole all day one day, and she was totally satisfied. So I'm like, her metabolism and her just energy is really there, which is what I love to see. Obviously, people do these kind of diets for weight loss and things. A lot of times we do so that we, obviously, our main goal is, of course, not to harm animals and to do the least harm possible. All that, and you get these bonuses of getting healthy too. Muriel said, way to go, Dawn. If you can hear that, I know you can probably hear from the other room if you're not too busy. But I just wanted to come on and see how everyone was doing. If you can't join in live and click the link, that's okay. Tell me in the comments. My eyes are still good. They're getting better now that the longer I'm raw vegan. Did you ever hear that? Let's see. I think I read that a lady did restore her eyesight with the whole plant-based diet. So we'll see what happens there. But for now, I can still read them without pulling up my phone. So let's see. Is anybody else here? Did I say hi? Diana is always my Capricorn buddy who comes on here when she can. We have our birthdays are on the exact same day. Speaking of that, what is this? Oh, I thought that might have been a message. Mariquita Solis is another awesome person who joins in the streams a lot of times. I think she might be doing a live right now, but hopefully if she gets time later, she'll jump in. I know she's got that famous squirrel video going on now. She might be too famous for us. If you haven't seen that on her channel, check it out. It's got like, I think over 3,000 viewers, and it's like this squirrel at the nature center. She volunteers at eating, I think it's snow peas, which I love those, by the way. And I think I read that peas are actually a fruit somewhere. I think I forgot to share about that. Um, and of course, I already had like two or three. No, I think I had two clementines. Oh, wait, I gotta say something before I forget. I just saw it over here. Diana Varner, plant-based. Check out her channel and everyone's channel here. Muriel and Michelle also have a Facebook group. Look at this, guys. I've got my own bell now. Let me try to show it. And it's a smiley, like totally. I'm always putting smileys out. I love the whole concept of the happy. Oh my goodness, look. I think there's a piece of spinach on it from last night. Well, it's for a vegan channel, but check this out. So we have things to celebrate. Dawn's been over 2 weeks, raw, almost a month. Yay. I've been now 34 days on my meal plan after the holiday fiasco. Okay, I won't overdo it. Everybody's gonna jump off because they're like, wait, it's too loud on that channel. So yeah, I've really been settling into this way of eating. So how are you guys doing? Let me know in the comments. Diana, I know, was doing her reboot for the new year. That was so cool. She sent me that bell in the mail, and Dawn was like, you ordered a bell? I'm like, I didn't order a bell. And I was trying to think who did it, and I was like, wait, someone asked me for the address, because I remember joking with you, oh, what are you guys coming to visit, coming to steal my avocados, or bring me avocados, right? Probably more like it. You get the better deals on the fruit. But I also, everybody who's here from the Facebook group, thank you, Diana. That was a really cool gift. Everybody who posts on the page, like I know Muriel has been posting about the challenge, and Michelle posts her smoothies and food pictures, and Muriel shares all that good fresh fruit. Diana shares her plant-based recipes and her beautiful creations. Rachel, her daughter, has been sharing things on there, her creations that she's getting. I forget, I think she's got like a vegan meal plan that she has delivered, that she can put different things together. Of course, I share my recipes on there, which is a face that I made out of a clementine. And I also share my salad pictures, which I've been enjoying. I mean, I just actually, what have we been eating? We've gotten some really good melons lately. We've got, I've been eating, clementines. Of course, I eat lots of bananas with my daily green boost, the powdered barley juice powder, because that's the only thing that tastes good with it. Been drinking my moringa. Oh, we got cherries. Oh my gosh, they are really good. Not like as ripe as I would like them, but they're getting there. Some of them were the darker version. I guess I couldn't wait. I wasn't patient enough. So I've been eating like that. I think we have hopefully they're on the way with some I found organic blueberries, watermelon. Oh my goodness. I just all of a sudden like totally started craving watermelon. It's probably your fault, somebody who shared that. Was that Michelle or somebody, or Muriel, who shares all your fruits all the time? But that was really good. Who else was sharing? I'm trying to think. Someone else shared some really cool. I can't remember. But someone else shared some really, really cool looking fruits, and it always makes me want it. Of course, I've been eating grapes. So I've been doing like celery juice, as you guys know, and I've been trying to experiment with this little dressing thing I've got going. I'm eating all my fruits, all my clementines, all that good stuff usually before I eat, and then I even after I eat, I've been eating like a salad with lettuce. I'll eat like a couple of pieces of spinach sometimes in it, but not as much as the lettuce. I love that crunchy lettuce, and there's other reasons I minimize my spinach too, but I still like to get a little bit in. Kale, and then I've been eating avocados, which is like my favorite, my healthy fat. And when I add some more walnuts in, like when I start doing some more of the like walnut butters, I don't know if you guys remember, but I've had this thing going on that I've been trying to heal, like off and on. My tooth back here will tweak, that one that I couldn't even come on that one day because it was like swollen. And so every now and then, I don't know what it is I do to it. If I get like, if I eat a lot of acid, like pineapple or tangerine, sometimes it'll get kind of activate that again. So I actually haven't been chewing any nuts or anything like that, but I've been thinking about putting them in a smoothie so I can get my good omegas, and then maybe I can cut down on my avocados. But right now I've been on an avocado kick, boy. Um, I've been eating like probably 3 or 4 of them in my salad. If they're small, I might have even ate 4, I think, last night of those things. And I ate, let's see, but that's the only fat I'm eating all day. So I'm like, hey, I can give myself a pass, right? Lettuce, avocados. I have these. Shoot, I forgot to bring the little package, but these Lindsay is the brand name, organic avocado olives. I got avocados on the brain. And how do you guys like your avocados? Like I don't like them really mushy, but I don't also like them super hard, but I like them with a little bit of texture. I think they taste good that way. Muriel said our small watermelons are $9 and a bag of grapes is 20. Oh my gosh. And Diana said she heard. Oh, wait, I got to go back up. Let me entertain one of these at a time. I'm going backwards, but I'll get to all of them. I got excited because I saw messages. I thought I was just going to ramble. Michelle said, we eat a lot of watermelons. I eat a lot of avocados. I love them. Me too. They're like, I think they're so good in a salad. They kind of like add a little bit of, for me in the evening, I like that healthy fat. It kind of fills me up after having the fruits all day. Like sometimes I feel like when I do eat fruit right before dinner, though, like I could keep going with it, but I'm like conditioned. It's almost like a OCD thing for me. Like I need my salad. Um, OCD in the other way that I have OCD, not the real OCD. Like there's 2 different kinds, right? OCPD or something, whatever they call it, personality, where I just like to do the same thing every day. Just in case anyone is calling with just OCD, calling. Like we have a call-in show. Caller number 9, you're on the air. Anyway, I'm rambling about OCD. So we eat a lot of watermelons, love them, and then Diana said, I just made another lentil loaf. Oh, which was delicious. Yeah, I remember you sharing the recipe with us last time. Muriel, I got to go back to that. Did you say the watermelons, like ours are expensive, but I don't think they're $9. No, definitely not $9. And a bag of grapes is 20. I mean, but if we get a decent bag of grapes, sometimes they're like they can be like up to like, I've seen them at 5.50 a pound around here too. So I guess if you got like 3 pounds, like if you're trying to get grapes for the week, I guess, but we tend to be able to find them on sale, but the organic fruits have gotten high. But I think that you're in Canada, right? And is that because they're imported? Is that why you think they're so much higher? I can't wait until like spring around here when all the little fruit stands open up. We're going to go on like a fruit stand tour. I'm going to take you guys with us on the phone, and we're going to visit all these local spots and see what kind of fruits and vegetables we can get. I think that'll be a good video. Oh my goodness, $20 a bag. Look, Diana's going to make us all jealous, not only with her lentil loaf and her recipes, but she has this place over there called Fruit Depot or something. I don't even remember. I think I made up that name, but that place had like, oh my gosh, she got like 50 avocados for $10. I'm probably exaggerating, but not that much am I exaggerating. Like she got so much stuff just the other day for like 30 bucks. I don't know if that was the same place, but you need to resell them over to, or is that illegal? I don't want to say that, over to what do you call it, Muriel and Michelle there in Canada. You need to see if they ship nationwide. But then again, by the time you paid for shipping, it probably would be $20 for the grapes. Let's see what else I have here. There was something else I wanted to do. Oh, Green Chef, that's where it was. And I see their advertisements. I think they have regular food, but they also have a lot of vegan food. Or is Green Chef just the vegan food? There's one I keep seeing on Facebook. 11 avocados cost me $24. Oh my goodness, guys. Well, I'm surprised you're just not working around the clock to pay for this. Thank you for taking all the time to come on here. Right? I was like, geez, that's expensive. Is that like everything is expensive? Honestly, like, I don't know if you guys remember, but like back in the day, I don't buy greeting cards that much, but like different things I used to buy from the store over here, they used to have the US price and the Canada price. And I do remember it always being higher, but I thought it was just because of the transition. um I don't know why, but it had it like so much higher. I guess maybe that's just the price structures are set up in the two different countries because we're different countries, I guess. So but the if the money is the same, like I'm sounding really like bad with like history and geography right now, but I've not been to Canada. Maybe I should go. We have to visit Muriel and Michelle so I can get my facts straight here. I'm gonna bring my own avocados if I can get them there. Right now, produce is very expensive. Yeah, I think it's expensive everywhere. Like food in general has gone up, and I don't know. It seems like the some of the vegan processed food, I think the demand has gone up, so that's gone, to even a lower amount, but like the actual produce is getting higher. And I heard the reasoning behind it. I can't think of it right now. Man, you guys come over here actually. Let's do that first so you can get some cheaper fruits for a week or two. Spring to fall, we have a farm. Oh, okay. So that's what it is. Yeah. So that's how it is here. We have to pretty much deal with the stores this time of year. I mean, they have a farmer's market, I think, somewhere, but it's like once a week. If you guys are here locally watching me, I know like some of the people, Debbie, I think her last name is Dean. Am I saying your name right, Debbie? If you're watching, she's like local to around here where I am, Ocean City. She could probably tell me where the spots are. I want to get some of this exotic fruit. So we have to travel at some point this summer. I got to take some time off work and we got to go get some like tropical type fruits. I'm always jealous of these Florida fruits I'm seeing. Um, I feel like bananas are cheap. Yeah, bananas are like the cheapest thing. Thank goodness I eat the most bananas probably of any fruit because they're just kind of like a staple in my diet. Like I'll just before anything, it's the easiest thing to grab. They're very appealing. Haha, get it? Um, I'll just grab a banana. But I also, since I've been having the daily green boost, the only thing that it tastes good with is the three bananas. For some reason, I tried it with avocado and that tasted terrible. It's kind of like an earthy greens type flavor, so you wouldn't think it would be good with bananas, but it actually tastes really good. And people have said this in the other vegan group I'm in, Don's group. They're like, yeah, it starts to taste better and it tastes the best with bananas. And I'll take it and I like mash up the three bananas like with a fork and I then put it in and then I mix it, but I don't like smoothie it out. I just kind of make it in chunks and I find it tastes pretty good like that. And it kind of tastes like I don't know how you would think of salted caramel. It's kind of like sweet but also like kind of a little bit savory and it actually gives you a little bit of energy. It's supposed to make people crave like less salt. And so the weird thing is I think I think watermelon might have a little bit of sodium in it. I think maybe like some most fruits don't have a whole lot of sodium in it. But I think that's one of the reasons I started doing the celery juice to give me like the vitamin A, like some minerals, since I'm not eating a ton of like green stuff. And to also give me the salt that I just felt like I was craving salt more than normal. So it let me know that my body was probably needing salt of some kind. So I tried to add in some natural salts, and every now and then in my celery juice, and I'll put like a little bit of the organic olives have organic spirit vinegar. They have like water, and they have sea salt. So I'll use a little bit of that, maybe a pinch every now and then of sea salt, but I try not to overdo it because that is regular salt or sea salt. It's all like, especially if you're eating like standard American or even like a regular whole food plant based processed, some processed foods. A lot of stuff already has added salt in it. So you really don't have to, especially if you eat a ton of vegetables. Um, I don't know. It's just like weird. I was saying that like maybe what else? Iron, like sometimes like your body will just tell you once you like cleanse like this. I feel like it tells you when you need to eat, because I don't eat like on a direct schedule. Like I'm not like, oh, 9 a.m. gotta have, my breakfast, 12 p.m. gotta have lunch, this is dinner. I just call it like meals, like sometimes I won't eat until 3. Sometimes like yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before, I was starving, completely starving all day. And then other days my body doesn't feel like eating, because I think sometimes our body is trying to do its own thing. Like I started trusting it, like, oh, you're not really hungry today? Okay, either I must have ate enough to hold me and you've got enough avocado fat you're working off of, or if maybe you're trying to heal something. Like maybe that thing, like I was not hungry a lot like earlier in the week, and then I noticed something going on with my tooth. Or if it's your time of the month, sometimes you can have some weird eating, you want more of this and more of that, and it's usually because you're losing nutrients and your body is trying to gain them, which might be why I was craving like, a lot of bananas, or why I was craving the watermelon, because it's got a lot of potassium and iron. And I think there's so many different things that have stuff in it that we don't even realize, like different things that fruits have in them that are so good for us. Like, I mean, grapes have tons of nutrients. They're worth that $20 a bag. And it's like, I don't know, I got like graped out, I think, as I started thinking about all the other fruits, and I started eating a bunch of other, like a variety, but only one at a time. I'm still doing my mono meals as best I can, except for my salad at night. Of course, I mix that together. But even then, I find myself sometimes still eating one thing at a time. I used to do my little salad wrap ups where I'd put it in the lettuce. I might have to start doing that again. I just got like lazy and started like eating it all together and mixing it in. Oh yeah. Michelle said we should all go to Belize or somewhere that have a vegan retreat or resort. Yeah, that would be cool. Yes, we could all meet together in a tropical paradise. Wouldn't that be cool? Where is Ed Logan, by the way? He's got an event that is coming up. Where did he go? Is he, that's not where he is it? Or did he go to Florida? I forget. Like, I think it's on Zoom. At first, when I saw him on an airplane, I was like, "Wow, is it a in person event?" But I think it's on Zoom, right? Muriel and Michelle probably know Ed Logan from Fruit for Your Life. Check out his channel. He is helping people who are fighting food addictions to add more fruit to their life and to find a new mindset to get healthy. And he's got a lot of, I know, following. I'm noticing on his following is just increasing, because I think he's a good guy. He speaks from the heart, and they are doing great things over there. So check them out. Mariquita Solis, she said she can't jump on because she's running around. That's okay. I got you guys here. You're still in the comments with me. It's okay if nobody wants to join me. I'll just ramble for a little while and then I will let you guys go. But that's what this is all about. If you're a new vegan, you don't even want to say your name, you can come on here and ask questions. Go check out Mariquita's channel. I was talking about your famous squirrel video. Um, earlier, check out her channel. She is an awesome vegan empowerment coach. She does a lot of work with animals, and animals, talks about animal wisdom and what we can learn from animals. And I'll always, when I start talking about this, go on my rant. Not only spiritually can we learn from nature and animals, but also I'm like really learning a lot about how like animals eat, their digestive physiology. And if you think about it, if we could bring ourselves to eat more like animals, what what could happen is we would then feel like we could understand. Well, we can't like make ourselves eat like animals, let's put it this way. If we cleanse our body and start eating how we're supposed to, eventually we become wise like those animals. Like if you look at animals in the wild, they don't wake up and have a schedule of when they're going to eat or something that they pretty much know what they should eat and when, and they eat until they're full. And when they find one thing to eat, they don't stop there and eat one thing and then like, hey, I think I'll go walk another 3 miles and find another fruit that I might be able to eat because I'm not really feeling like eating more than one of them. No, like they pick a fruit if they find a nice tree or whatever they find, and they eat that until they're full, and then they walk away from it. There's no, oh, I got to eat every fruit off this tree. They're probably going to leave some for the next person, or they, who knows, maybe they take it with them. But it's once you start listening to your body like that, you can really, minimize the things that you have to do. It really simplifies your life too, because you're not having to really figure out a bunch of things to eat. Like, if you do fruit for lunch, how easy is it to grab a couple of oranges, or, and when you're eating fruit at lunch, don't forget you're going to have to eat enough. Like, I'll eat a whole half of one of those big watermelons, or I'll eat 4 clementines. Like, you're not eating like a dessert at that point. So don't be afraid to eat enough. Some people say, oh, I'm always hungry if I eat fruit, but that's because you're probably not eating till you're full. You're eating like because you're still in that mindset, like, oh, it's bad for me. But I did also recently learn that the like fruit itself does not require the same insulin to get in the cell. So actually, it gets right into your cells. It's the most modest amount of, a little bit of insulin comes out, but it doesn't even require it to get in the cells. So like if you are looking to like compare it to regular sugar, it's a completely different thing. It's great for you, great for digestion. um we are human. We are the human animal. Our natural diet is the Garden of Eden food. Absolutely, Marakita, you are exactly right. And I think there's no, you can have opinions of what you are and what like we eat. Like I used to eat like an omnivore because I was eating meat and dairy 5 years ago, or over 5 years ago, before I started this, until that beautiful day when I watched that documentary. And if anyone is new here, as you'll know, 5 years ago, I went on a plant based diet and stopped my eliminated chronic back pain that I had had for years. I eliminated seasonal allergies that have never returned. I also lost 50 pounds that has never been put back on, with the exception of a couple of holiday splurges where I might have maybe put on like 2 pounds, 3 pounds, but nothing ever like where I could see myself change back. And I also just felt really energetic and better, like spiritually and creatively. And so if you're looking to do something like that to change your life, also I found out the connection between, we look at pets differently than we look at farm animals, and we really shouldn't. They all feel pain. They all have little personalities. So, once I figured out that connection, I never returned to eating meat for ethical reasons, because then I could never unlearn what I had seen happens to cows in the dairy industry. I didn't realize they didn't just produce milk out of the blue and standing there smiling. I realized now they're impregnated and, over milked, and that milk isn't even for us. It's for a baby cow, and that animals have to deal with slaughter, and they, it's just, it's not something I want to go too deep into because I like to keep it positive here and on the health things. But that actually has helped me spiritually to know that I'm doing that least harm. So I'm super excited that I found this both for my health reasons, and you'll find that it's not as difficult as you think. Don't overcomplicate it. 90% of the stuff you already eat is vegan. You're just going to be switching out some of your meat products for maybe rice and beans, or they make these great burgers if you want to go that route. Like, there's whole food plant-based cooks that can show you how to cook. You can even try some of the transitional items like they have on the market. They're making all kinds of stuff now, so anything you could pretty much get, you can get vegan, and you can get it to taste good. If you want to go on the raw diet, that's the way I feel like I was able to cleanse of all those food addictions. Get the fresh living foods, because they actually make our cells feel like they're living. Even if you're on a whole food plant-based, a lot of salads and raw and fruits and vegetables are good to have also as an addition. Okay, hello from Rogue, my great grandson. Oh, hello, Rogue. I love that name. Is it Rogue? Am I saying it right? Or is it Rogue? Roger. No, I'm probably making it too complicated. Um, I love that. He is so cute. I wish you could see on the comments, because I bet when he said it, I bet he looked adorable. Rogue said his favorite food is banana. Oh wow, like we have the same favorite food. That I love bananas too. I think, you know what? Wait a minute, the phone's ringing. Hello? Oh yes, hold on. Rogue? Let me see if he's here. Hold on. Do you ever use your banana as a phone? Or you just eat them? This banana, Dawn doesn't like them when they're like this, but I read they have the most nutrients when they're the most ripe. So I've been eating them. Plus, they taste good in like smoothies like this too. So I don't throw them away. But some people like the bananas to be a little more on the non-ripe side. But I've got this one here. I didn't eat it last night. I brought two in here to watch while I was watching tea, or to eat, and I only ate one. I was so full. I ate a big thing of cherries and grapes after I had my big salad. And then I was like, oh, a little bit later, I'm still hungry. And you know how you get that false hunger that sometimes. I still do that. I'm still a human animal. Right in the middle of the first banana, I was like, I don't know. I don't want to eat too much too late. I like them right with spots. Okay, if you're here after this catching the replay, how do you like your bananas? How do you like your avocados? What else do we have that you can eat in different ripe versions? Oops, can you guys hear that? My stomach is like growling. I think from talking about all this food. Thank goodness you guys with the whole food plant-based recipes aren't up here talking. You'd really be making me hungry with the lentil loaf. If you guys haven't seen that, man, that looks so good. It's amazing that you can make a meatloaf out of lentils, and you can make beans can make such great creations. Um, Go eat, right? Exactly. Sometimes it feels good sometimes to be hungry, though. I ate those clementines, but my body must be ready for more. See, we did a grocery order too. And like, I think sometimes when I start thinking about food, it gets in there. I'm gonna have when we get done here, I think I'm gonna do watermelon, and then daily green boost and banana a little while later. And then I might do my I don't know if I want to do grapes before dinner or after I have my salad. I don't know. It's a lot. Michelle said lentil loaf is awesome. Yeah, I think, and I saw this lady today on thing, even shared this place she went, a raw vegan restaurant, and she had like cake and these Thai tacos that she made. It reminded me of Diana's cooking with her all her taco dishes. I was like, oh, you'll have to come up with one raw taco dish. She had them in these big like lettuce rolls, and I was like, what is with tacos? They must be calling my name. I still have not experimented with the dehydrator and stuff like that. I'm still on my mono meals for right now. Rogue said he used to love rice and peanut butter. He used to, huh? Oh yeah, me too. I loved peanut butter and jelly. But rice like and peanut butter, or just like rice and peanut butter, not together, right? I never tried it together. Maybe some people might like rice and peanut butter. Most people like rice and beans, don't they? What else? I was trying to think of what. Oh, celery and peanut butter. A lot of people like that. I used to eat that sometimes. And banana and peanut butter is good too. Oh, together. Okay. You know what? I never thought about that. I'm gonna see I'm gonna look at I bet there's well, like if you think about it, what is that dish at the Asian restaurant they have? Dawn used to eat it. Like kung pao chicken they used to have. Obviously it would be vegetables now, but it had peanut butter sauce kind of on it, and she would eat that with rice. Oh, with Bragg. Now I knew Bragg had to be involved. With Diana, I knew there's always some kind of spice or taco seasoning. And with Michelle and Muriel, there's always some Bragg involved in their dishes and their dressings. I was like, I have got to get some of that and see what's going on here. I probably might add it to my new little dressing recipe mix I've been trying. What I wanted to say too, I don't know if anybody was on Marakita's page, but she has this little cute doggy, and she made him this recipe that I wanted to eat for breakfast the other morning. Didn't that look good? I still been, every time I pass that on Facebook, I'm like, man, he's a lucky dog. Lucky Louie. Did I call him Lucky or Louie? I feel like I might have just been thinking he's a lucky dog and called him Lucky. So tell me in the comments, how's your month goals doing? Like, did you set any new goals for February, or are you just kind of flowing from your January goals? Are you guys still staying raw? I know Michelle said she was going to try to do a year. I think it was one of you were mentioning about hot flashes. I saw that I don't know how much you eat because we're on fruit, so maybe you weren't. But if you eat like a lot of spicy foods, like if you eat jalapenos and things like that, I heard that even not at the time you're eating them, but they can create hot flashes later on. So I was thinking maybe if you try to eliminate those for a week and see if that works. I forget who was telling me about hot flashes. I think it might have been Michelle. Michelle said me, I get hot flashes. Yeah, like do you eat a lot of spicy foods like peppers and stuff like that? I don't know. That's the only thing I could find when I was reading about one of the things I could find. And then somebody, it could be like thyroid, maybe iodine, maybe not much spicy. I didn't think you ate a lot of spicy food. I don't eat a lot of spicy food either because there's not really much in my diet that I could eat that's spicy. I guess if I liked like onions and stuff like that, but I don't eat onions either. Um, I just never have liked onions, and now I don't know. I'm not gonna start eating them because I don't know. That just like overpowers me, and I've read some things about the differences in the gut that can happen. But then there's also just as much evidence that they're really healthy for you. So it just depends. I was reading one person was like they're not a high vibrational food. I don't know about that. Dawn's been on a pretty high vibration. Um, Diana said she's read that sage helps with hot flashes. Okay. Sage, like the spice. That's pretty cool. There's so many different herbal remedies for things. I find that fascinating. I've been reading a lot about like natural law and or natural hygiene, and like the whole thing about how 99% of like the diseases we have start in our gut and begin with our digestion. And so one of the things when our body is like, I talked about this with the whole thing when you drink like milk or eat eggs or animal protein like meat, your body automatically creates a reaction, like whether it's mucus a lot with dairy because it's something foreign that doesn't belong there. That's your body. When you get a cold, or when you get a any type of disease, and you get like, any kind of pain or any inflammation, anything, it is your body not properly having the, like, digesting the food, and it's what you're eating in there that something is reacting to, because your body is always trying to bring you back to a natural state of health and energy and all your organs running properly. And literally, the most work we have to do is our digestion. So when we eat like living foods, fruits that are easy on digestion, one thing at a time, what we're doing is giving our body that natural energy to be able to do all the rest of the work, and it's not making it work so hard, and we're not having it have to provide these immune responses to things that we're eating. So that's just like a really interesting way of looking at it, like a preventative way that has been completely will get dismissed a lot over time, because people are like, no, that's too simple, I just have to eat right to stay well. um I'm continuing fruits, but I might add some greens until April 3rd. Yeah, definitely eat some, add in some lettuce in there and some celery juice. Those two. That's my two recommendations if I had to add anything. You can, olives are actually a fruit too if you ever find those organic ones. But those chemicals they use for the other ones, I don't know. I don't like those ingredients. It's not very healthy for us. I've just gotten to be such an unprocessed person anymore. I don't like anything that has any chemical in it, really. I know inadvertently I'm getting it because I can't always find organic fruit, or they don't have it or whatever. So I just do what I can there. So I'm probably getting some chemical. Hey Don,
Hey,
I know you're busy, but everyone's saying congratulations.
thank you.
Wait a minute.
I know Nate ended up calling in now the movies.
Oh,
Thank
I know.
you guys.
I know you had a thing at 3, but I told him you might pop on. But I was telling everyone how you've overcame we're 2 weeks of raw and are almost at a month now.
Yeah, third week today.
I gave you the bell anyway. You thought you were going to get away without my new bell. The new bell Peace Prize. Diana wins for the week. Order up. I'm going to have to open a raw food restaurant right now so I can use this bell. Oh yeah, spinach. I used to have this joke. I don't spinach much time eating as I should. So yeah, spinach. I had a couple of pieces of that with my salad. So I had read this thing once, and there's like conflicting information that if you eat like a lot of the cruciferous vegetables with the higher oxalates, it could cause like you to get like that. Those can crystallize sometimes and cause inflammation, and sometimes like people have, if you ate like all spinach, you might get like kidney stones. If you already have a problem with that, then you should minimize cruciferous type of vegetables. So that was one of the reasons Dawn had that thing going on with her knee at first. So I kind of reduced them in the salads I was making, for both of us. And then I think she's back to eating it pretty normal. And I just add a little bit of them because I weigh out the good with the bad. I like that it has a lot of iron and a lot of, good things in it too. And then I'm like, well, I'll just eat more lettuce than the spinach. I like learn something new about stuff every day. Um, and I've heard like some people like, say, oh, because it has I think it's iron or something, it won't allow that to happen. And then some people say it does. So I'm like, I'll do my own research, right? I know, right? I am like loving this bell. I'll just ring it. Oh, Neo was playing with it earlier. I almost got him on video to ring it, but he never quite did. He found something happened out the window that he ran for. Oh yeah, I saw her video on that. I did. I was part of my watching everything. I've watched a lot of her stuff, and I've seen a lot of her interviews. She's really really cool. I like her a lot. And I've still got those people on my radar, Michelle, too. The people you referred over. I think it was the Summit Nutrition guy. He's cool. I like. I've seen a lot of his videos. I bet he'll have a lot of good tips for us. He's always at the store, like giving tips on what to eat. And the film would be "Ring My Bell," right? Oh, that song. I like that. Um, and then Chris Kendall, and the third person you referred me to, I cannot think of who that was. Oh my gosh, Eli. Yeah, he was like one of my favorite guests. Not my favorite over you guys, like, but he was definitely a favorite YouTuber guest. He was cool. He had such like a wide range of knowledge. I love the way he like explains things. It's so cool. Eli was like he was like very talkative, and I love that because I would just ask him a question and he was able to talk on about it. If you guys haven't seen that, if you're new, Eli Martyr was on here like 2 weeks ago now. Not this past Saturday, maybe last Saturday was it? Or no, I think last Saturday was Zipal, who had the 120 days of grapes. I think he's still going with grapes. I saw another two interviews too. There's a lady that contacted me, so I'm going to be on her channel. Um, and I've interviewed, who else was on here? Diana's got an interview. Michelle and Muriel have been on one of the conversations, and Michelle came on an entire interview with me to tell about her journey. We got some famous people in the comments here, so you have to go back in the live streams if you're watching our commenters here. Muriel's going to come on here at some point, and she made a little appearance a couple times with us. The Esselstyn family, that's who it was. Yes. And um, Linda Middlesworth is going to do an interview soon. I don't know if you're familiar with her. She's coordinating a time with her now. Amber Rubin is, and I don't know how to pronounce the last name, and she has a channel called, one second, let me say it here, Divine Health Revolution. We're setting up a time here. She messaged me. I'm going to go on there, so maybe you guys can join. I think it might be on Instagram. So we're going to be talking about the raw vegan journey. The Esselstyns, wow, I wonder if they would come on here. I want the father and the daughter and all the whole family. Yes, owner of V Dog. You're right, Mariquita. She's got the vegan dog food. I love that. And she has a lot of information like on health and things too. Who else? Oh, Fahad. I always share his videos. He's got such profound thoughts on his videos. We got somebody in here. It says no video feed though. Is someone having a? Let's see who we got here. Hello. Welcome. Surprised me.
Good. Rogue's downstairs with my grandma, with my mom.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, grandma's there too? The whole family always comes to the lives. It looks like that thing. Wait a minute. I'm going to put you. You're the guest of honor. I'm going to put you at the top.
Yeah, so Rogue might run up here and say hello. Hello, Marquita. Did I say her name right?
Michelle Dupuis. We have. I know her name from her coming on the live stream because I was going to mess it up. I was going to say Michelle Dupuis.
Yeah, that's all right.
I bet you get that a lot, right? Like people always say my name weird too. Believe it or not, they even messed it up. Not Jen. They usually get that part right.
Yeah.
But my last name, they would call me Jude and all kinds of things. Like,
yeah,
hey, Jude. So what is going on? Welcome in.
You want to say hello? Hello. Okay, come up here. Oh, sorry. You're heavy now. Holy macro. All right, there you go.
Oh, there he is. I told you guys, look how cute he is. Hi. You know you're cute, right?
Are you cute?
And you like bananas, right?
Yeah.
I love it. You like fruit?
You like fruit? Yeah.
Yeah. I bet you have to in that house, right? They have lots of fruit over there. I bet they're really, really cool, aren't they? Your mom and grandma.
with grandma
My
and
grandma and great grandma. Your mom's probably cool too, right?
And actually, he doesn't call me grandma. He calls me haha.
Haha, I like that.
And who's this?
Who's yeah?
Gigi.
Gigi.
I've heard that one too. Gigi, I love that. So I'm gonna start calling you guys haha and Gigi.
Yeah, there you go.
I knew you were too young to be a grandma. You're a haha.
Yeah.
It was a joke. I knew it.
Yeah.
There's Muriel. Muriel, look, she's chiming in. She
I
knows
got my,
the
we
best
got our
one,
hair
but she's
pretty cut
chiming.
short for Edward. Look at this.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I would
like
show you mine,
it.
but I've got a toucan, so I've hat head going on.
Yeah, you see, I got my hair done for the occasion. Put it in the
Yeah.
ponytail.
And that's
you
a
do.
dog over there.
And the dog's over there,
The
yeah.
dog's over there. We
Yeah.
want the dog on too. Doggone it.
Doggone it. Oh my goodness.
Do you
She's
know any
also
jokes?
big, she'll probably knock everything down.
Oh yeah, right. That's what Neo does. That's his job around here. If my desk gets too messy, he comes up with his little paw and
Yep.
knocks all my water bottles off. And I was like, Don, did you put him up to that?
We all, yes, haha also has a cat and another dog, don't I?
2 dogs and 1 cat.
Yeah.
2 dogs and 1 cat. How old is he?
How old are you?
5.
5.
5. Oh,
Yeah, and you're gonna be 6 in like a month.
Right.
Exactly a month.
Yeah.
Oop, oop.
March 5th?
March. Oh no, is it the 5th today?
4th. No, 4th.
Yeah, March 4th.
Yeah, okay, so my sister is March 7th.
Oh, nice.
When she was little, she would say, when's your birthday? And she'd say March and 7. Like she would not say 7th. She would just always put the and in there. And we
there,
still
yeah.
like laugh today when she does that. I'm like, oh, Brooke, your birthday's coming up on March and 7.
March and 7th. Yeah.
Not that one.
Not that. Yeah.
I bet he is definitely fun to be around, isn't he? He's at a good age, it seems like.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
He
he
wants to show you a toy, but we're gonna get a different toy because it's not a very vegan friendly toy.
we can be show and tell, right? It's okay. He'll know about that part of it later on. He's only 6, right? He doesn't know what a vegan toy is, does he?
Yeah.
Hey guys, guys don't like to be cute, so I've been told. Oh yeah, I should have said something else. I should have said you're handsome, right?
No. Oh, it's fine. He
You're
kind of blushed though, like
Like, that was a cute face. I could tell I was embarrassing him.
yeah.
I'm like one of those people, I'm like that lady now that embarrasses the little boys.
I'm famous for doing that to my kids.
We're just returning the favor, probably from when we used to get
When
married.
we were, yeah.
We have to give back to society.
Exactly.
So what's been going on? Like, I know you were with your mom on the fruit challenge, right?
Yeah, yeah.
How did you feel after that?
I'm feeling all right. We had obviously I think you had seen the post that we lost a family member. So it's been stressful. So it's kind of brings you down a little bit, but I did not go off course. The only thing I did end up having was about 4 days ago, I had a little bit of arugula.
Whoa, right? Like you would think people are probably laughing at us when we say stuff like that, right? We're thinking you're going to be like, I had 5 bottles of wine and 5 cheese.
Yeah, no, that's the one thing I made a promise to myself. I said I would never ever drink again. So, and it's not like it's a big deal for me. I was like a once a year kind of drinker anyways, maybe twice a year. So for me, it's like, it's not that big of a deal for me to give it up. Right. So, but that's the one thing I don't want to, it's poison. So I just don't want to put that in my body anymore.
It sure is, isn't it? And it's funny how I didn't realize that for all those years. It wasn't, that it was literally poisons we were putting in our body, both food and different things like that. And it's, but I still think like there's a lot of people who practice the fruitarian diet. Like I think there's a misconception sometimes that fruitarian means only fruit. Like some people do it that way, but like that's why I've been going by like frugivore, because it's actually fruit and vegetables, but mainly fruit based diet. Like in other words, if you had to those type of that digestive system, like their main choice for 90% of their food is like fruit sugar that we're meant to run off of, but you can have they have leafy greens, and in the wild, like animals with our same digestive physiology have, you know, different sprouts or whatever it is that they can find out there, you know, or if they feel like they need that nutrient, you need the green. Like I think your body can tell you sometimes, like, you know.
Well, it's funny, even as a child, it's going to sound really stupid, but as a child, right, I would sometimes eat dirt, but I preferred really dark black dirt over just regular dirt.
Right. You must have been trying to get some B12 out of it or something.
I don't know. We had this mound that was behind our house, and I loved eating the dirt in there. And probably why I love beets, right? Because it kind of tastes like dirt. Like there's a flavor to it that I just really enjoy. So
it's only naturally you're a raw vegan right now.
Yeah.
Starting with dirt. I think that needs to be a short, right, on this channel. Woman eats dirt and loses 20 pounds. I'm just kidding.
Why not, eh?
I don't want to start that revolution. We'll have people out there like digging up the ground and stuff. Like, forget planting your seeds in it. Eat it.
Having another hot flash. You know, these have been wonderful lately. Is all I got to say.
That's because I made you laugh.
Probably.
Yeah, that's what it was. The immune reaction. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It was the dirt. It was the thought of the dirt.
I'm attracted to dirt.
Here we go. You're supposed to be eating clean, no dirt. Get it? I have a shirt that says "I eat dirt." Mary. Oh my gosh, do you? Diana said mud pie. Right.
You know what's funny is that's what I call my daughter. My youngest daughter, her name's Megan, but she used to eat dirt, and so I started calling her Mud Pie, and that's been her nickname since she was little.
That's cute. I love it.
Yeah.
Like, but that's just the thing. Like, our body sometimes can start to like crave something, and it might be something, a nutrient that you're looking for, especially if you've already done 30 days or whatever of fruit.
Yeah.
You pretty much cleanse your system enough to be able to now identify hunger and identify what you need. And that's what I was starting to crave salt, why I added the celery juice in, because I'm like, if I'm truly craving that, it's probably not at this point that I'm craving some kind of burger, you know. I've been vegan for 5 years, so I'm not looking for processed, necessarily salt, or like, I'd already been on the fruit for over 30 days. So I'm like, okay, it's not that I'm craving like, oh, I just want to go back and eat a vegan chicken sandwich or something, I don't need that kind of salt, or like just toss it.
See, and I'm bad. I still use salt.
Well, I've been eating like a pinch of like sea salt or two on my salad too, because I'm like, I just felt like my body needed it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do what I feel like it needs, but not overdo it. And it got to a point where I'm like overdoing salt. Like that didn't lead me to want to like eat salty foods. It really was my body saying, hey, I think I need something that it's not getting. But as I eat more of the olives and celery, I'm gonna like probably eliminate the salt.
Yeah,
that scared me.
I think that's why I like Bragg, because it has a salty flavor to it, right? It tastes. Have you ever had China Lily soy sauce? I don't know if that's
no. You know what? I think someone's at the door really quick. Okay. Hold on one second. I don't know if Don's there to get it. Hold on 1 minute.
I don't know what to say, so I've been put on the spot. Not so cute now, am I? Just kidding. So I'll just talk about my salt. I do add salt because I also have a thyroid problem, and I think that when you have a thyroid problem, you're supposed to have a little bit of salt. And then when I'm going to start buying greens again and do green smoothies, and I'll probably add salt because I'll be drinking a crap ton of water. So like 98 to 120 ounces of water a day when I go back to the green smoothie. The one from Dr. Goldner that I when I did her protocol before, I felt really, really good on it. So, and I do know you have to add a little bit of salt, and she doesn't even care. Like, don't overdo it, but she's like, it's fine to add it, especially when you're drinking as much water as she's asking you to drink with the green smoothies.
What was I gonna say? What kind of salt do you use? You might have already said it while I was
Iodine.
gone doing my groceries for so long.
Yeah, I use an iodized, just a table salt, but it's got the iodine in it, so I'm
I
getting
was
some of it.
wondering that because at one time I started using iodized salt because I thought I read people need iodine, you know. So I was like, and then Dawn started getting sea salt because she likes that one. She never bought into my iodine theory, but I was like, but that's why they put it in the salt. And then like I just stopped eating salt altogether until just like probably like 2 weeks ago or whenever I had this idea that I needed to get my salt intake up. And so I used the sea salt. And then I was like, well, that has some kind of minerals, I think, in it. But I think Celtic salt is one that this lady, Lisa Newton, I think she shared a video on it, which a lot of people use that. I think we can get enough salt from our food, but I also think if you're doing like a protocol like or a raw vegan diet like we're doing, we may not be getting a lot of it depending on what we're eating, you know, because it might have been enough in the soil and stuff to carbon and everything, but now they're not putting a lot of nutrients in the soil, so that might be why we need a little bit of salt.
Yeah,
A
yeah,
lot of our body is salt. Like salt is one of those weird things where you can't have too much salt because then it's raising your blood pressure, you know. So I try not to eat it, but if I need a little bit, I'm gonna put a little bit on, you know.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's
I mean, I try not to go overboard with it,
yeah.
you know, and some like sea vegetables or you know, seaweed and all that kind of stuff. I probably could add that to certain things. I just have to start liking the flavor of seaweed a little bit more because it's not like you know, I can eat a little bit of it and I'm okay. And this we got some stuff in it. That's all it was oh, what's it called now? It is just one ingredient, but it
Oh,
is so salty.
oh. Did you ever see the video I did with Lauren Lockman?
No, I don't think so.
So he's like he said and during the video, I'll never forget it, he was like, nobody, like he was talking about how humans are frugivores or fruitarians by nature because when we see fruit, it's appetizing, we want to eat it. And he's like, nobody's walking on the beach and sees a big pile of seaweed and says, I'll take a bite of that. And it was just as soon as you said that you have to get used to the taste of seaweed, I started thinking, yeah, maybe I really don't love seaweed.
Yeah.
I just kind of like got used to it with soy sauce dipped in it. And like their theory, like him and then Don, like you're on his page too,
Yeah.
they both are like they say like if it's not something that you could eat without putting something on it or cooking it, they believe like that's how they choose what food.
Yeah.
People are always coming on asking them, should I eat this, should I eat that? And it's like the main thing is like he's like, well, like would it be appetizing to you as a human, and if not, then you know, like, or when people say what can I put on this or what can I do to make this taste good, he's like, well, if you have to do something to it, it's probably not something you're craving, right? But
Yeah.
speaking of that, I like always loved avocado rolls, and sometimes I get them with cucumber, and it's like a good thing that I could always get at the raw restaurant. And for a minute there I did start liking the taste of seaweed. Yeah, maybe I wouldn't have thought that initially. I guess I see his point, though. I wouldn't have like been walking on the beach and take a bite of seaweed, but I did kind of. You can also develop a taste for things over time. I think like avocados, I didn't like, believe it or not, and now I could like eat them like by themselves. Oh my gosh, I gotta tell you guys about the avocado fiasco after we finish our seaweed. I just bought phytoplankton powder.
Oh
Have you
yeah, I
guys
seen
heard of
that you posted that. Yeah. How are you liking it?
I didn't get it yet because something
Oh,
happened where Amazon didn't take the money from the proper card, so it got delayed. So I'll have to tell you guys on the next live.
and
Yeah.
is that what Eli had suggested? Was it Eli that?
I didn't hear it from Eli unless I did, but I read, I've listened to Jillian interview Brian Mirabella. Have you ever heard of him?
Maybe. I've watched lots of interviews that Jillian does.
Yeah, you guys have to. I mean, you got to check him out. He is wild. He was just been on fruit diet for 5 years, but he claimed that he was bald, and he
Oh,
said
yeah. He was a little out there, right?
and his hair grew back from the phytoplankton.
Yeah.
It like did all these crazy benefits for him, and he feels like younger. It took his wrinkles away, and I'm like, okay, 40. What I just turned 48. I'm getting a little bit of gray here. Let's see what happens to me. I might come on here looking like Barbie next week or something.
Yeah. It's funny because I thought the same thing. I'm going to order the same thing because I did see that interview. He is definitely like a little out there for me, but
yes, that's what happened to me. That was the only thing that kind of resonated was I started looking into phytoplankton because I felt like that too. Like I'd like to interview him because he'd be an interesting guy to have a conversation with, but there was just a lot, that's
like
that way.
there's a guy that lives that's 2,000 years old, and maybe he's right, but I'm like,
but nobody's going to be here to be able to. I'm going to be able to prove them wrong, right? I don't know. If I'm still here, I'll let you guys know, right? I'll come like eventually and call, and maybe by then I'll be able to speak to the dead or something. Hey, welcome in. Is it Quokka? I'm probably saying that wrong. Yes, we are vegan. I feel like I am woman, hear me roar. I am vegan.
Yeah, I am vegan, hear me roar.
It makes us roar all these darn vegetables and fruits. That I really don't have any comments on that. We try to keep it on this particular one. I'm sure you may have lots of thoughts of it. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, we respect animals too. That's why we're doing what we're doing for food.
Yes, we talk about that, and we talk about a lot of the health, benefits of it. But definitely, that's something we have in common.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, so Mom put on there was that wakame seaweed. That's what I had bought, and it just had the one ingredient, but it is very salty.
Was it the sheets of it?
No, it was just was dry.
Like a snack?
Yeah, well, no, I think you just put it like probably on salad or something, and then probably like gets a little wet when it's with the salad. And then
we had one. I had to throw it away. It was way too. Did it come? Was it like kind of a light green container?
No, ours came in a bag.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to show you what I got. It might have just been a smaller little version of it.
Yeah.
Yes. Sharpen your tools. Bottom piece. The prophet said God has prescribed the pursuit of perfection in every action. Oh, interesting. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. I guess like in our modern day world, in our society, like we feel that there's enough things to eat otherwise, so we don't consume them or practice anything that has to do with slaughter. But I can understand that as well.
Yeah.
And I respect the religion. I do. I have read a lot about it, so definitely. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, like seaweed has I used to get those sheets of it, right? The ones I think it was like Halo was one of the brands, or Nori.
Nori sheets.
There's one. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say we get those, and we make raw vegan sushi. So you freeze cauliflower, like grind it up and freeze cauliflower, and then it becomes more like a rice. It does definitely have a different flavor to it. And when you dip it in soy sauce, you need very little because it absorbs the soy sauce flavor really well. But then
I used to throw it on top of my salad, like you said, and it would actually liquefy and become more like seaweed at that point.
Yeah.
I used to eat it for iron, and then I think I got scared one day because I saw that California warning, but then I've heard from somebody else that that's on just about everything, about the mercury or whatever, or some kind of warning on it. And then I was like, I don't know if I should be eating that. So then I took it out of my diet. I'm always, eating something and then I love all the health benefits of seaweed though. Like I literally, there's, that salad challenge video I did.
No, I have to find it now.
If you look at it, at the end, I was like, and seaweed, and it was like the last thing I added because I forgot to say seaweed, and I had to go back and edit the video. I forgot to put seaweed on there for them, and it was just this little video of me. I wanted to challenge everybody to eat like a salad every day. That big one that I made, like with the sprouts and the alfalfa, I would have like carrots, cucumbers, lettuce, like all this stuff on it. And then like I just named everything and like flashed it on the screen at one time. And I still remember about the seaweed because of the whole fiasco I had. Now
Yeah.
you'll know, so when you see it, so you'll see if it looks out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
We are allowed to eat animals for survival. We are not forced or anything. Okay, yeah. I mean, that's initially, I think, why we, like humans, began to eat animals. Honestly, I don't think it was out of any I think that the crops or whatever, there was the climates and things like that, at least unless it was for religious purposes. I believe a lot of cultures started eating animals for survival because it was too cold to get the vegetation, like with, when the ice ages happen, and who knows, like all kind of freezes, not ice ages, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But the certain climates, we're not always in a warm climate, so they couldn't get the proper nutrients. So they were trying to find basically like targeted ways of getting a lot of nutrients and keeping themselves full for long periods of time.
Yeah.
And
And,
so,
and probably didn't have like the same kind of things that we have today, where we can have a greenhouse and grow all year round if we really wanted to, right? Like,
yeah, exactly. And I mean, we were both, I mean, I don't know how long Michelle was, but I only became vegan about 5 years ago. And initially I did it for a diet. So I grew up my entire life eating, regular standard diet with meat and dairy and vegetables and fruits, but that's where I kind of made that like connection that I didn't want to consume animals anymore, probably about 6 months after I went on like quote unquote plant-based diet, because I had done some more research and realized that it's not actually healthy for me anyway. And I've heard a lot of other people's testimonials about like how they kind of made the connection that they didn't feel animals were, for food. So that was my thing. He said, or she, what do you think about rat rodents? Are those allowed to live? Mariquita, you can speak to that. She said, oh yeah, Mariquita volunteers at a wildlife rehab. So I personally don't have any experience with those type of things, but Mariquita is she is like the animal whisperer. She has all kinds of animals. I was just talking about your squirrel video. I love it.
I'll have to find it.
Yeah. Oh, that is cool. So I was thinking, what was I gonna say? Okay, so I remember you saying that in the beginning, like how long were you raw before you started the fruit challenge? Have you been doing this a while? Like I can't remember, or
No,
holidays like me, you were doing some cooked food.
yeah. So I had gone raw all November. I've done a little bit of raw probably a year before that, but not for very long. Like I maybe did a month and a half, 2 months or something, and then I had gone back to cooked food. And then when I had my surgery done, I ended up eating a lot of processed restaurant foods and that kind of stuff. So I kind of went off track. And then of course, you know what it's like when you go off track and you start, and everything was still vegan. It's just, it was a lot of processed vegan foods.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to get back on track again. And so I got a little bit back on track. And then this last year in May, a whole bunch of stuff started to happen in our lives. We had like 6 major events, and then after that, even like as the year progressed, I've lost a couple of uncles, and it's just, it's been stressful, right? But in November I went raw, and then in December I was mostly raw, but we had done some cooked foods, and some definitely did some junk food, like eating vegan chips and that kind of stuff. And then the end of December, I just kind of went, no, I'm done. I'm going raw. And then I decided I'm going raw for an entire year. So, and I likely will stay raw, but, or highly raw, and just do some cooked foods. But, yeah, I don't want to go back to eating the way I was, because I wasn't feeling good that way.
And I don't know, I was just talking with Dawn about this. I feel that it's so much easier for me, especially to like stay on being healthy when I'm raw, because it doesn't bring you down that road of other options. In a sense, like you have tons of options, like you can put together like, you know, like thousands, millions of fruits and vegetables and combinations. But it doesn't, and you can even do, like, if you wanted to get really creative with it, you can do raw food recipes if you want. But like for me, it doesn't take you to where you're like, okay, well, I can't find anything healthy, so I'm going to eat a vegan burger. And then that, as soon as you get that burger or those fries inside your system, that addiction will, that's salt addiction.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
regular salt, like having a pinch on your smoothie, like you were talking about. This is like, or in the dressing you're making. It's like there's something in those foods where then the fruit and vegetables, all of a sudden, like you lose touch of your natural human diet at that point, because those fresh, like how excited I am right now about getting that watermelon. I almost ran down and took it from the guy as I saw him bring it up the steps when he knocked on the door. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
You know that excitement you get when you cut into like a fresh watermelon and you get that juicy, you know, or that fresh feeling of the like grapes or the salad, you know what I mean? Like just the crunch of it, and like how you feel so energized after you eat. Like even at night, even though I'm getting tired, I'm not like slam tired after eating it. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
get to do a couple of things and stay awake, which helps not lay right down on your food.
Yeah, exactly. My garbage can right now I'm in my bedroom is full of orange peels. I've been on an orange kick lately. I've eaten so many.
Professional.
Yeah.
Look what I have right there next to me. I had to quickly move it off the desk because I didn't want to look like I was being sloppy here for the live stream. But you already saw the banana, so I've got like fruit everywhere. So I know I've always got all these peels around, and like every now and then I won't notice, and Neo has gotten a hold of a plate and will knock it over, and I'll hear, and I'm like, oh, Neo. On like a plate of scraps. You know, speaking of peels, welcome Tessa. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. We are doing good. Only thing up here is finally Michelle came up. Get it? What's up? Michelle came up.
Yeah.
She didn't let me ramble the whole live stream. I was joking when I said I was coming on at 2, and then I was like, I'll probably still be on there at 4. I was texting Marikita the link, and I was joking, but it really is literally almost 4. Thank you for coming on and joining me, though. This is why I couldn't start it at like 7 at night, because I'm like, I like to be in bed by like 10. So if I'm like, you know, still, I'll probably still be on the live stream. If I used to start these at like 8 or 9, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Now the way that we talk, we would be going until like 12 or something.
Yeah,
but
sure.
We were talking about oranges, but there was something I was just about to say. Now I forgot what it was. What were we talking about right before I said hello to Tessa? The orange peels?
Yes, yeah, the cat knocking over the
Oh yeah. I was like thinking that it was actually before that. Now I remember kind of what I was going to say, but like that feeling that you get, that energized feeling, and like how you love raw foods. But if you go to processed foods or cooked foods, like I did around the holiday for that like 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, now, well, one thing that can happen if you're raw for too long and then you consume cooked food, because I didn't realize this before, but when food is heated to a certain temperature, once it actually can create an immune reaction in your body, especially if you're not used to it. And it actually made me like have a cold one time after like, and I saw this girl on Instagram talking about the same thing. The lady I'm going to interview with talked about she was all mucusy and had a cold because she ate a bunch of cooked food around the holiday. And I was like, oh no, okay, that's a normal thing. I wasn't losing it there. But it's because your body gets used to eating a certain way, and then it's like, wait, this is not what we eat, you know?
And it takes longer for the digestion, I think, to process it all, right? And I think that's why you do probably end up getting a little sick. And
Yeah, it's like, well, when I was eating those cookies and stuff around the holiday, I felt like it was just sitting, everything was just sitting on my stomach. Like it wasn't that flow that was happening with the
yeah,
raw fruits and
yeah,
things. So I was like, but then I tried to eat a salad and go raw and the avocado and nothing tasted like as good. I was like, it wasn't salty enough. The fruit wasn't really doing it for me. It was like, I wanted some, it wasn't
yeah,
doing it. And I had to just pretty much take myself off the cooked food and eat the fruits for a whole day.
yeah,
And then, I transitioned. So I would eat fruit all day and I'd be really excited about it. And then night would come and the addiction would set in. I'd need the vegan chicken sandwich or something. And then so we'd try again. And then we'd have Burger King that night. And then we'd try again. And then finally, January 1st, I was like, no, I'm doing it. And so I've been raw. Now I'm like, I couldn't eat that stuff if I wanted to. Now it seems like it would be too salty. I don't want it. But I had to allow my body to recharge itself back to how I naturally wanted to eat, if that makes sense.
yeah.
To get off the junk food. It was like an addiction for
It
me.
is an addiction. It really is,
It
because
wasn't any good. My skin didn't feel right. I was starting to get bloated, water weight. My stomach felt weird. But I was like, I love this stuff.
yeah, yeah. I know. I was the same way. And then and we're going to talk about elimination. It changes for me. I all of a sudden am constipated and it's terrible. Like, it's not fun. So for me, it's like, don't bother doing that anymore, Michelle. It's not worth it.
Even like now with Marakita whole food plant based, if you switch from processed to whole food plant based, even like how she eats, I'm sure you notice the difference. Like when you eat a lot of cookies and vegan junk, and then if you just go into whole food plant based, it helps your digestion too, because you're not getting a lot of the chemical stuff. But then going all the way to raw is like that put me on a whole different Game of Thrones, we'll call it. Like we started talking about the bathroom the other day and called our live stream the Game of Thrones, going to the
Yeah.
welcome Marquita Solis, vegan empowerment coach. Thank you for coming on too. You have joined the fun bunch here. And Diana, let me see what she was saying. I didn't see the comments here. So if you're eating raw, do you ever fix and eat cucumber salad with tomato and onion? Well, that's raw.
Yeah, it's raw. I would definitely do
I
that.
don't really eat onions, and I haven't been eating tomatoes just recently because of I was reading about like nightshade vegetables that can cause inflammation and stuff. I've like started reading about all that because of Dawn's knee, and then it kind of like I took the tomatoes out, but she still eats them. I'm like, I stopped eating them for your knee, and now you're eating them, and I'm not. I'm gonna have to steal some back again. Just kidding.
Yeah.
And pico. Oh, that sounds good. Yeah, you could make all kinds of you should see these raw vegan recipes, and Michelle and them probably make that good stuff too, because she knows how to make all those mixtures. I made a good salsa one time.
Yeah. Salsa's good,
I
actually.
didn't burn the kitchen up or anything because it's uncooked.
Yeah, yeah. Like especially like mango salsa or
Oh, I didn't
pineapple
know that.
salsa. Yeah, they're good.
I haven't had mangoes in a while. I keep forgetting about them. Like I keep thinking of fruits now that it's like spring is like in the air. It's like I'm like, oh, what's all these cool things I was eating? Because I got frustrated with not being able to ever find a ripe one anywhere.
Yeah.
So let me welcome our new guest really quick. Marakita, welcome. You want to say hi?
Hi, everybody. I'm here to be a voice for animals and for I don't know who else, the trees and the fruits and the and the plants, all of our beautiful brothers and sisters.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that. Thank you for being a voice for animals and for speaking out for them and explaining to us how like we need to make that connection, that they are not something that we need to exploit in our daily lives, and to live as one, and that we're all part of this divine nature. We are trees in a sense. We're full of energy just like everything else. We're full of protein, which is why we don't need any other animal protein, in my opinion. So,
Yeah, I think we share the same DNA as plants. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'd have to check that, but yeah, we have a lot in common, of course, because I mean, we all are breathing the same air and need the same sun, and we're not machines. So I don't.
Breathing. That's another thing I realized I wanted to talk about. I don't remember if I told you this. I think I mentioned it to Michelle. I started breathing more lately, like deep breathing, and I didn't realize how much I actually hold my breath.
Ah,
Mhm.
Isn't that one of the things you practice? Is do you do that in like the forest bathing and stuff? Is there meditation involved, or is that just
Yeah, the one that I've done, well, I have done like an actual deep breathing thing where they like get you to almost hyperventilate doing this, and it's so freeing, but it's also very scary doing it. And then they're like, now hold your breath, and I swear you can hold your breath for like 3-4 minutes. Like I don't think we
it's in
did
the early stages? I don't need anything like that. I just wanted to. I just realized that I wasn't like breathing in and
breathing.
exhaling. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like through when things stressed me out, I realized I was literally like holding my breath at work, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
and
not
apparently most women, we don't breathe very deep. I think I'm more like I do breathe deep, but yeah, definitely when you're stressing that, it's like shallow breaths that you take all the time. So I think it's a good idea, to take in these deep breaths and that. But yeah, like when I do my qigong, we do breathing on that, and my meditations I do through Dr. Joe Dispenza. Some of them they start with a breathing breath work first, and then you go into the meditation. And some of them are you do some breath work first, go into the meditation, then you do a little bit more breath work within the meditation, not much, just a little bit, and then back into it's part of the meditation. So but yeah, it's very helpful.
yeah, and how you hold your hands matters. When you're breathing differently when you hold your hands in this position to this position.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, I can't remember.
it makes sense because when I'm meditating, I usually have my hands up, right?
Yeah, because you can breathe. I think this closes down somewhat the breath.
Well, it's kind of like that. I don't know if you've ever heard this, but if you go like, I am so happy, right? You don't really feel happy because you're all closed in. And if you go, I am depressed, you're not going to feel depressed.
right. It's like trying to not smile but say I'm happy,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
smile and say I'm sad.
exactly.
I read something one time or learned something that we like universally, the whole entire world, no matter what language we speak, we all share those same emotional, like nonverbal cues, like crying and sad face or worried. Like no matter what language that you speak, you still always have that same expression. Like you can go to China. I don't speak Chinese. I speak a little bit of like Spanish, so I would pretty much understand if somebody was probably mad or upset. But like, let's say China or somewhere in Thailand that I speak nothing like that, I could still tell if someone was feeling worried or upset, even if
Yeah.
we couldn't like understand them. And I thought that was wild that we all have the same smile. Like it's like we all have this connective energy, even in our humans, in our nonverbal, way of communicating, no matter what background, no matter what culture, what religion, where we are, we still can all feel each other's energy.
Yes, absolutely. And my mom also does laughing yoga too.
Oh, that's your
I
thing,
see
right, Marquita?
Marquita, you do it as well. Do you teach it?
Yeah, I don't teach it. No, we're starting to do it, so it's fun and well, it makes sense. I mean, everything y'all are saying, because when you smile, then the neurotransmitters release, a calming effect on our body. So there's no way to. So when you feel sad, put a smile on your face because it's going to heal your body, and
Yeah.
laughing heals your body, right? So yeah, it's. I mean, there's so many ways to heal that are natural, and those are. We're not talking about dopamine hits, which I've been studying a lot about these hits of dopamine, like when we eat a cupcake, right? And then we get that sugar to the brain. And we're like, I feel like, I mean, we're a society of just hit after hit after hit of dopamine. And really what we want is the serotonin, which is the contentment, right?
Mhm.
Just that and those are the serotonin is from helping others, and it's from this conversation here. um I mean, the connection that we have, and it's not something that we're buying. Like, we're not buying the latest phone or gadget. That's dopamine hits, and those are, then we become addicted to that, and we need more and more and more.
And yeah, and it's that you're never satisfied with just you get it, and then it's like, and it's like, yeah, what you're saying is we need it so to be a constant, like really nice flowing, so that you're always feeling good inside.
Yeah. There's like a minimal amount of dopamine just to get you from, to get you interested in it. But like, that's what I feel like when we get to this point where the dopamine hit for me was the vegan processed food. And then probably way before that, it was regular food. But the dopamine hit for me now, or where we have to get people to, is when I make the right choice. I get that little excitement, that minimal excitement of, this is what I want. This is aligned with what I want to be eating and how I want to, how I know I'm being at my best. And then, like, if we can, like you said, and that's more like the serotonin, I guess, that would give me that even keel of always making that right decision. So like in the beginning of a diet, of course, that's why people can last a week sometimes, because they have that new hit of dopamine. Now is like, look, I'm eating healthy. But the minute it wears off a little and something old creeps in, or like, I'm really proud of you, Michelle, because you had stressful events happen and didn't use that as a excuse or a key, a crutch to be like, oh no, okay, now I can eat how I want because I'm having a rough day, right? But I think when we eat good, it helps us deal with those situations in much more of a calm way. If I can think back of things that have happened, even at work or wherever, I tend to handle things in a more compassionate way and an easier way, less stressful when I'm eating right too.
Yeah, for sure. It makes a huge difference. Like when my dad was in his bad car accident, my brother and sister both said they were like amazed at how calm I could stay, but I was eating right. I was meditating all the time. Like I was doing everything that just kept me really, really, steady. It was after that though, like, because then more things happened. There's more accidents that, my son got into an accident. My ex-husband got into an accident. It was 6 events that happened that were just, and I mean, within a 2-month period, it was like just insane. Right. So, after that, then I started to kind of go back to the processed foods and all that kind of stuff, because I was also traveling to go visit my dad, who's in another province from me.
And it's hard, especially when you're dealing with all that,
Yeah, yeah. And the other thing I was tending to do is if I did get sick, like, had a cold or something like that, I would always, instead of staying true to what I was, the meditating and eating healthy and that, all of a sudden I'm like, I'm sick. I need salty foods and sweet foods, right? So then
I did that before.
And it's like, why am I eating junk food? Like, I'm not going to heal faster that way, So now I'm like, I'm not going to do that anymore. Like, I'm trying to be as true as possible to being the healthiest I can be. So,
I like what you said. I just wanted to say, I mean, the more you're meditating and really living in mindfulness, when the ship gets rocky, the waves get bumpy, the more you're able to handle it calmly, right? Because already your brain is establishing those patterns of, like having a foundation of calmness. So, I mean, that's really good. And especially in what we do, if we're trying to share the message and people don't want to hear it, I mean, that can cause a knee-jerk response. But if we're really taking care of ourselves and doing mindfulness exercises, meditation, quiet, getting in nature, it's preparation for all these, these hits of life that are very jolting.
Yeah.
I had to ring my bell. I saw Diana's comment when she said she just made salsa. Let's give it up for the meditation Diana salsa. Let people comment. Does that get 1 bell, 2 bells? We could do it like stars. How many stars do we do this live stream? everybody give 6 stars? Let's give 6. Because you guys are awesome. Thank you. I love both of your perspectives because you're both very calming. You're both very you both believe in meditation and getting in touch with nature to heal. Because that's one of the things I loved about both of your live streams that you did with me is the way that you focus on food. That's part of it, but it's like there's also so much else involved in health. Like we forget getting sunlight, getting ourselves into a state of I always forget sometimes to slow down a second and take that moment to breathe because and to exercise. I leave that off a lot because I get really focused on what I'm eating, but then I realize I could still be doing harm to myself by not allowing my cortisol to come down, and that might be part of the reason that I can't that I have some of the anxiety that I have and worry because when you find yourself out of the matrix, sometimes you worry about the world you live in because you see what's going on and you see what people are eating and you see the whole cycle of what's being put out there in the media and even in the medical industry, sometimes these weight loss drugs and just all kinds of stuff that and all the pharmaceuticals. And when you see that there's an answer, that there could be an answer that people are missing, it's stressful, and I worry about my family and stuff too. So it just gets overwhelming. And without me taking that moment, I might be doing just as much harm as eating a processed meal, within myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's Louie.
No, this is Butters.
Oh wait, I was like, Louis, big. What happened to Louis?
Louis lost a lot of weight.
It's turned him a different color. It's like you're looking a little pale, Louis.
I know, huh? Looking a little pale. Yeah. I'm watching today.
I don't know if you saw my mouse move, but I increased the size of my screen because I'm like, why do I not recognize that dog?
When I increase my screen, I usually lose a picture of somebody. Oh, now it's myself, so that's okay. I don't mind if I lose my own picture.
I see your picture.
There, that's better. I can see you more clearly. So that's Butter. Is that what you said the puppy's name?
Butters is my friend's dog. So.
Oh, okay.
But I call her Earth Balance.
I'm calling him Vegan Butters.
Yeah.
Right?
Girl. Earth Balance.
Earth Balance. There you go.
Earth Balance. I love it.
Right. Yes.
That's a cute little shirt on it.
She needs to meditate. She can be very anxious.
Oh, wow, look how she's laying on your shoulder, though. She feels calm near you.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a picture of my 2 kids over here and put them on the screen. Let's see. This one here is stretched out. Neo, it's nap time, just like 99% of each day is. Let's see. I'll upload those to myself. So go on, ladies. I'm sorry.
Oh, so good.
I got into Butters.
Oh, yeah, Butters. Well, let me just say this real quick, that if anybody's watching and wants to come to my 12-week group coaching program starting, that's exciting, about animal wisdom, like we're talking about, learning from animals. That's in mid-February. Just DM me because this is all about mindset again. Like Michelle and I were talking about how to, as vegans and whole food plant-based people, it can be frustrating. So really, anchoring in a solid foundation of believing in yourself and empowering your voice to be able to know your boundaries and then to be able to spread the message in a powerful, calm way. If we need to take deep breathing, deep breaths, we get frustrated and we do it and then we just move on. We're not trying to change the whole world. We're just going to change our little area, do the best in our area and know that we got, you all have my backs. Everyone here is doing their part. So anyway,
I love it.
This is my dog, Ellie.
Oh, how cute.
Oh, look at him.
That's sweet.
Ellie.
Focused on something else.
Yeah, she's looking out the window. She sees, there's somebody walking a dog outside.
That's more interesting than our live stream. Hey, we're over here. What? He's so, or she, right?
Yeah.
She. She,
Aw, a lot of girls here. I love it.
Yeah.
all girl life, no boys except Rogue.
Yeah, except for Rogue, and my cat is male.
Okay, one of my cats is male too, so I guess we'll let you guys stay.
Well, Diana asked what kind of dog. This is a Chihuahua mix, and my friend found her roaming the streets. She was with a pack of Chihuahuas. So I guess a Chihuahua mix. Yeah, she's a little bit big for, I think, a pure breed Chihuahua. But yeah, I don't know how they were living in the streets, but they were. So
It's sad. Like I don't hear about that so much in Canada. Maybe I'm just have blinders up or something, but you see it in the States all the time. There's so many dogs that are like homeless. It's sad. I mean, we have our SPCA and all that, they're full, but it's not like I don't hear about people just finding dogs on the street that often.
Yeah,
right. I know. Well, Chihuahuas are like, I mean, and pit bulls are the top ones for throwaway, which is
Yeah,
terrible.
sad. And
No.
like she is a beautiful, beautiful dog. Like she is such a gentle soul.
I know.
She
I would
keeps
say
pawing at me because she wants me to rub her tummy.
aw.
Cute.
And that's like one of the things I love about that connection that we, all have made, because I disconnected that for so long, thinking that all animals are different. Like, you know what I mean? They're all pretty much the same in a way, because they all have a little personality. Like, I may not know every cow, but I guarantee if I got to know 2 cows, they would be like the 2 goats that you feed.
Yeah.
They have little personalities. Cats have personalities. So what makes us think that farm animals don't have those same fears and personalities? And that's like so cool about, animals and how content they are just being within themselves. They're not worried about what's going to happen tomorrow. I love that also about spiritually about animals. They're worried like right now he's
Right
thinking
now, in the moment.
get outside, like like when I'm being nosy Nelly over here and my neighbors are outside, I'm like, I do the same thing. But at that moment, that's what's interested me, right? And so instead of me thinking about, oh, I have to work tomorrow, or should I work overtime, or today, right now, I'm thinking about anything but right now. And if I could live in that zone a lot more, because today even I was having like on my day off, I was like, oh, I want to do that. I want to finish that meal plan. I got to make this video that I'm making about like customer service stuff for work. And I wanted to do like the post I forgot even to follow the schedule for the Veganowledge group. And and also I wanted to do this and that, and I need to get groceries. And I was like, okay, this is your day off, and look at what you're doing. You've already stressed yourself out because you've got all this stuff that you've put off till today to get done. And I'm like, okay, I think I'll just have a live stream and relax.
Yeah, sometimes that's what we need to do. Just kind of ground ourselves, reset ourselves, and start again, and stop beating ourselves up over the stuff that we're not doing. Like it's okay that we have these days every now and then.
Right. Yeah, and then even celebrate. I celebrate relaxing today. I celebrate doing nothing, I mean, and not say, oh my gosh, I didn't do anything. No, celebrate it. I celebrate taking care of my well-being,
Yeah.
That's what I love about, and like when it gets warm out, I will go to the beach, and there's not much I can do because I'm away from the house, right? So I have to pretty much just relax and absorb the sunlight. I can get through about like 20 minutes, and the next thing I know, I'm like making a video of something on the beach. I just have that personality where I think it's easier for me to do something than to just relax sometimes. It's weird.
Maybe you just need to put the phone away though and just walk and just listen to what's happening around you, and breathe and just breathe. And sometimes it's great to just go and sit up against a tree and then just ask the tree to please take your problems. Right? And just sit there quietly for a little while, and then get up, and you'll probably find that if you had, some pain in your neck or back, it's probably going to go like, it'll just go away. So
exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea. I like that. Let's see. Diana has a comment. I'll answer them if you share your salsa with us, Diana. I stepped out of the room. What kind of dog? Oh, you guys already got that question. And Muriel said, I love cucumber and tomato salad. Michelle, do you do coaching?
I don't. And it's funny because I've been asked if I asked, no, been told I should do coaching, and I'm like, I'm a little nervous, but yeah, I might have to look into something like that.
Set up a session with Marakita then, because she could be a good guide for you. She can help you, empower you as a vegan activist.
There you go. There you
Go
go.
into your, she's good at picking out people's talents and gearing them in the right direction.
Yeah, that'd be great.
It's coaching is just about asking the right questions, and supporting, bringing people back to that, that inner child. Maybe so many times we're living in a belief that someone else gave us.
Yes.
And we don't even know it. We're carrying around and we are holding it. It's like our belief, right? But where did it really come from when we look at it, and like that little child, we're carrying it around, this badge of shame. So.
Yeah. It's true. It's true. I mean, like I think I might have said it before, where I had a grade 4 teacher that used to call me dumb and stupid, and my last name is Dupuis, and she would call me Michelle Dupiss, right? But my cousin was also in the same class as me, and she would say her name correctly, but she would never say my name correctly. And so I lived with that, thinking that I was dumb and stupid, and I still. There's times where, it comes up and then I have to remind myself, no, you're not. You are not, you're not
But
dumb.
it still comes up. That's how we got to watch what we say to people. And like, I've said this on a previous live stream, or maybe it wasn't this one. Dawn used to do shows on her YouTube about like mindfulness and things. And I remember saying to someone one time, if you are near someone or you see someone doing something on Facebook that's good, and you guys are both very good at this, I watch you do this for people all the time. Instead of just always having something negative to say something positive. Like if I'm out and I see someone, well, I don't go out as much, but if I was in the store and I liked someone, I'm like, you know what, you're really good at what you do. You're really fast at ringing these groceries up. You must have been doing this a long time. Or I like your shirt or your hair or whatever. If you find that you think of something like that to say to someone, genuinely say it out loud. Like, I guess because you don't know how you could impact and change their day or their life. Maybe they may remember something you said like forever. And like also, especially with younger kids, we all have those things that happen to us, getting picked on or whatever, that still can creep up. So like, it's so important to make sure, at least at home, that they get encouragement and like, positive things about your kids, tell people things that are good about them. Because in the world, we can't control it, but they're going to hear enough stuff. People are going to be jealous and they're going to say stuff. And, that lady, who knows why she was saying those things or acting like that, whatever her problem was, it was her problem, but it still affects you. And that's the thing. We still have to get through those things, that those are other people's problems. So like, if you see somebody online doing a good video, comment on it, say it, share their work, because there's enough of good stuff to go around, I think, for all of us. And I love what both of you are doing to help other people.
Yeah. The other thing is be your own cheerleader. That's what, it's funny. I was playing a game on my phone one day, and I usually get like discouraged when you start losing or whatever. And one day I just went, you know what? Cheer yourself on. So I was like, you can do it. And I just started saying that in my head. And all of a sudden I'm like, I'm winning.
Because we can be our own enemy, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, you can't do that. That's like, even with this, YouTube channel, at first I was scared to come on, and then I was like, but I really feel in my heart that I need to put this information out there. And I know I'm just one little person out here, but maybe I'll say something in a way that might resonate with someone and change their life, or somebody I have on. And like, in your own little way, I'm like, and then I'll see people that before I used to see people with 300 subscribers and be like, oh, that's crazy. Like I'm never going to probably have that many, but that's okay. I'm happy with my little 10. But then like, I kind of thought, you know what, over time, when you start to build, kind of like, you know what, we can reach more people with this, and it'll grow that way. So you can't like misjudge yourself or set your sights too small, but you also have to be okay with the little steps you take. Like, you know what? And if you had lost the game, really, in the whole scheme of things, who cares too, right? So
Yeah.
sometimes when you think of that, we can also put a lot of pressure on ourselves that is unnecessary. Diana said that's my goal in heart. Oh yeah, to be a coach. I can see you all are like helping people in all different ways. I love it.
My mom too.
Muriel too. Yes.
Yeah.
Muriel is a big, like, she is so encouraging. I love it. Like, you guys have really, all of you have been a blessing for my page for sure to help grow it. And I know you've referred people over here, and I just love, that we all stick together like that. Like Marakita shares, our post, and, we help each other out because this world needs it. Much of this word we can spread, right?
Yeah.
That's
Have
the
you?
feminine.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that's the feminine energy. I mean, we're
Yeah.
not stepping on each other.
Yeah. Yeah. The other thing I've noticed too is that since I've been more like, in all these different communities and that, it's like all of us are on the same wavelength. So my mom and I started talking about processed food. Then all of a sudden, Edward was like, he's going to do this thing on processed food. And then I was watching another video with Dr. Goldner, and the first thing she started talking about was processed foods, right? Like, it was just like, what is
Yeah, it's like that energy. Everybody is like struggling. If none of us ever said we were struggling with it, no one would have ever been able to identify. They would have thought they were isolated. Like, oh, these guys can do everything perfectly. I must be the only one struggling to not eat processed food, right?
Yeah, and I think it's so great when we admit our our faults or our struggles, because it does exactly that. It helps people know they're not alone. We're not alone. Like, we do have very similar situations, and you don't have to feel bad about it. It is part of growing and learning, and and take it as it's a lesson learned, right? Try not to
Exactly.
Right. Well, vulnerability builds connection. So like when we share our message from our heart and being vulnerable, maybe it was a struggle to be vegan, maybe it was a struggle to be whole food plant-based. And when we share that, other people resonate with that. I mean, that's very powerful. Vulnerability and
Yeah.
so, I mean, it takes courage to be vulnerable.
Yeah. And especially the people that are living with others who are not vegan or on a whole food plant-based diet and that, right? And for those people, it's the struggle for them is real, right? But the more and more people that are coming out and saying, yeah, my wife or my husband isn't, you know what I mean? They're finding that there's more and more people that are going through the same thing, and they're still able to stay on track, right? So, you're not alone. Like, you can still do this, even if somebody in the family is not doing the same diet as you. And hopefully, eventually, they'll start to see the changes within you and go, wait a minute, maybe there is something to this, right? Like, somebody might drop a bunch of weight, or they might just heal themselves from some sort of dis-ease, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I love what you're saying. And then also something that comes up with my clients is the shame of being with someone that's not vegan or whole food plant-based, and that are ashamed of it. I mean, shame is crippling. And I think it's so important to realize that a lot of us do have partners and families that aren't, and it doesn't mean anything about us. I mean, we're great. It's wonderful that we can be there, the light, that example, like you're saying, Michelle, for them, and people are on their own journey, and whether we want to accept it or not, we can't force them. That's the worst thing we can do. So
yeah. And I think it's something I've learned. Oh, bye, Diana. Something I've definitely learned is being patient with others, and don't judge them, and don't judge yourself, and just let them live their lives, and try to be the best example as you can. And eventually, like, I know some of my family members, they're eating a little more vegetables and fruits now, like they just, they're incorporating a little more of those into their diet. So that to me, that's great. You know, like I couldn't be happier for them. And then, you know, maybe eventually they might just trying, you know, go raw for a month or something. Like they might just try it just to see what they feel like. And who knows, maybe they'll come on board with us, right? And if they don't, that's okay too.
That's the thing. People, I think, like we're all like that. We want it to be our decision, right? Like it's not going to help you really push them. The main thing is to keep doing it. You can make, you can give information. That's what I feel like, not information in a judgy way.
Yeah.
But I'm like big about just, you know what, if I learn something, I'm going to share it. And I think over time, that's what happened with me and Dawn is she kind of, we started on the journey and then she kind of went the other way for a while. But like, I was always there being consistent, continuing to have the health changes, continuing to learn, putting information out there. And I just happen to mention things, hey, look at this video when you get a chance. Did you see what I learned about, look how this person just reversed this, and this with, and that's one of the ways I'm doing this channel because, you can kind of, we're just presenting our information, our journey and our struggle. And that way it might resonate with someone, but we're not saying, hey, you shouldn't eat this way. And none of our family ever ate this way. And I've never ate this way. And you can't go from this is how I was to now this is how I am and condemn people who, how you were.
Yeah.
You should be more understanding because you had those same thoughts before. It's like your whole perception changes and you have to realize some people are still in that old perception, and it's like, how do we pull them over this way without, I wouldn't have wanted someone to make me feel bad, but I would have wanted this information earlier, so I'm kind of upset that I never heard it. So like that's why I think it's important that we put it out there. I wish I had heard about this at 20. Now would I have, would it have resonated with me? I don't know, but at least I would have had the opportunity, right?
Yeah.
It's so weird. Something about the lighting here makes it look like I have like this dirt spot over my face. It's strange, right? Do you see it or is it just on my end?
I'm not really seeing it.
Oh, good.
I don't see it. Well, y'all, I got to jump off here. I just wanted to come on and say hello and thanks for the inspiration, everybody. Thanks for everything you're doing for the animal kingdom.
Hi, butters. Hello. Said hi when you see him.
So yeah, well, I'll go wake him up and tell him you said hello.
No, don't wake him up.
Yeah.
Don't do that look. I've seen his wake up look before.
Anyway,
But, thank you for coming on, and don't forget she's got a coaching program starting, and please go visit her YouTube. She's got lots of cool little animal video shorts and some interviews with experts and other vegans and other coaches and things to empower you, and little videos that actually will inspire you, like in the mornings, just little vegan talks and animal wisdom talks. And then so the coaching comes up when?
mid-February. So, I mean, there's only a certain amount of seats because we want it to be an intimate group. We're sharing vulnerable things and we're supporting each other. So yeah, message me. It's going to be fun and we learn from the animals. So, and please subscribe to JJ, mine, everyone here's channels.
If you're watching, please subscribe. It helps so much, and comment and all that good stuff. And thank you. I appreciate you taking the time to jump in.
It was nice talking to you again.
Nice to see you again. Yeah. And nice to see everyone. I'll catch you on the live stream later. Bye.
All right. I'm sure I'll be bugging you before then. I forgot to mention too, I've got a cool little coaching coming up in, I think it's going to start. I'm not sure exactly what like the actual date is because I'm still putting it together, but it's the beginner vegan program where we're going to go into what is vegan. I'm going to go all the way from the very beginning, what the word vegan means. We're going to go into the like nutrition part of it, like the health benefits of being vegan, people who have changed their diet, all the different versions of the vegan diet, raw vegan, fruitarian, frugivore, I guess is the new one I just added on. I learned a new word. We're going to go into the junk food vegan diet if that's maybe what you want to learn about, or if that's like how you want to transition, or what it is if you want to know why people say that. Whole food plant based, no salt, oil, or sugar. We're going to have like everyone who's there, experienced vegans, to come and talk. We're going to talk about the mindset you need. What it's like, how do you go from eating meat to this? What are some ways you can transition? You can, start to change your mindset, that connection between animals and pets, and how I made that connection, and maybe try to help people connect those dots, and just really all the way through to like just encouraging you if you want to try it, to giving recipes. And we're going to do videos like recommendations like game changers, and what the health, the other ones, meet
Forks
your
over
meat.
knives, and
Yeah, thank you. I couldn't think of all the ones, and just and then discuss them. You know what I mean? And I haven't decided. I think that might not be able to be an all in one thing. I think it's going to be like a weekly thing, but I'm going to record them. So like if people can't join, maybe it'll just be all a whole set that they can just watch one day, start to finish. So I think it's going to be cool, because I think there's not enough stuff out there to help people understand, and there's a lot of like misconceptions about vegan, and what it is and why
where
people
do
are
you get your
vegan.
protein? Where do you get your protein? Get
It's actually going to have a whole section on stop worrying about your protein.
Well, and, like, let's be honest, unless you're anorexic or bulimic or whatever, or you're literally dying, most people don't have a protein problem. Like it's not like,
Exactly. We have too much protein, and usually that's what's causing a lot of issues in
yeah,
like
yeah.
elderly
People
people.
just,
And
yeah,
things
they
like
think
that.
we need too much. And it's like, honestly, how many people do you know that are like protein deficient? I don't know anyone that's protein deficient,
Right. I'm taking a protein capsule. I mean, I know people who want too much
I
protein,
love that.
Oh, we're gonna go into supplements and B12 and D, and why people take those, and how D comes from the sun. I forgot about that part, but I don't need to tell you the whole darn thing, do I, right now?
No, it's
This isn't the lesson, is it? And you already know all this, so I don't need to tell you.
no, that's good, because not everybody does. But yeah, like I remember, I think you put it on Facebook a little while ago, and I thought that's perfect, because it's, a lot of people just don't get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, there's other people that try and debunk it for them right away. And then I think
Yeah,
that's why,
and they need those tools to be able to speak intelligently and factually about it, right? Like,
exactly.
I think the other thing is, if you have a wife who's vegan, or a husband who's vegan, or a child who's vegan, this would be a good course to come to, because it's not going to be like a judgmental, pushy, if you're not vegan, we don't want you. It's going to like learn about it and see why they're doing what they do, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I definitely think that that would be, it's definitely something I've been having in my heart for a long time. And right now I'm so into the raw thing. I wanted to do a course on like that and the raw vegan nutrition, but like I couldn't get that out of my head that I needed to do that first, because I've been wanting to do it for so long. And I don't think everybody goes from here to here where I am, or maybe where you are. We've learned over time, and not everybody wants to go from like nothing to raw like I did, because that's a little bit extreme, right? So like maybe I can ease people into, here's what vegan is, and then try a couple versions of it and see what you like. Maybe you might want to be raw vegan. All of it is helping animals, and just for me, this is the way that makes the most sense when I thought about how all the rest of the animals in the whole planet eat in their food in its natural state. It's got to be something to it. I'm going to copy them. I'm just a little bit of a biter.
Yeah.
They
No,
always thought in school, I'm biting off the animal kingdom, eating like they eat.
Yeah, and it's true though. Like I think that's we've lost ourselves over so many thousands of years that we just need to get back to, mono eating or whatever it is. Like, because I would say that they would have eaten a lot of mono meals, because whenever what was out for you know, blueberry seasons. Well, they probably eat a whole ton of blueberries, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that's why it's like people are like, oh, that's weird, only eating one thing at a time. But if you think about it, think about how our digestion is, think about how animals eat, think about, you know, what made logical sense of not even eating all day. You would have had to go find the food, you know, and there might be a day where you took all day. That's when you're gathering all your food. Like, who knows? Like, it's just like it makes so much sense to eat that way. Like it doesn't, you know, there's like, I think it was you know, like there are things people will say, but there are things that can be good about cooking certain foods. And I'm like, yeah, there are, but like in my opinion, there's enough in the raw food that I don't, you know, need to necessarily cook it for me. But I think for other people, I don't have a problem with cooked. In fact, for a longest time of this, I was high raw vegan. I just now switched back this year to being like, you know, fully raw because just more of the stuff I read, more in my heart, that's what resonated with how I want to eat. You know what I mean? It just made more sense to me with a lot of the digestion and a lot of how we can, like, living food goes into our cells a different way. And there's just a lot of reasons. So I'd like to share that information with everyone. But I also appreciate the cooked food vegan diet too, because of all the things I've seen people, the health changes they've had, like Diana and us, even during that. I never felt bad, like terrible. You know, it's just like another level of where I want to be with my health. But I appreciate the whole food plant based movement too, because I think that's an easier way to get people to go to stop eating animals.
Yeah, yeah. And I think eating, I call it dirty vegan, right? I think it's fine if you eat like some processed foods to begin with, especially if you're coming from a sad diet and then you transition, right? It's easier to eat a Beyond Burger because you're used to regular burgers, and then slowly transition into something that's more whole food, and eventually your taste buds will change.
Yeah.
So, you know, and then once you get onto the whole food diet, then you start to really enjoy, you know, these whole foods. Like, I mean, one of my favorite things is like sweet potatoes just in the oven, take them out, right? Or make potato fries. I put nothing on them. I just eat them like that, or was not now because I'm raw, but when I was like, that was one of my favorite things to do. You know,
but you never will know that. Like, you'll never believe that right now. If you're sitting there and you're still eating like a bunch of other stuff, and or you're eating the regular diet, you'll be like, that sounds horrible. But even I would have thought that at one point. But now, once your tastes change, you end up, you just become this new, like, your taste like literally change. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I was like you, I wasn't an avocado fan at all. And I don't like avocados just alone. Like I like to put like lime juice or lemon juice on it. And then I add some guacamole spice and that kind of stuff onto it, and a little bit of taco or chili, you know. So I guess I have chili. That's a little bit spicy for my hot flashes maybe, but I don't drench it on there.
Chili and a little bit less salt. I bet we'll get rid of those hot flashes.
But I do love avocados now, you know. And like when I was whole food plant-based, avocados on toast with like lettuce and all that was almost like having an egg salad sandwich for me.
What I always say. They taste like boiled eggs in my salad, for real.
Yeah, it did. Like that was how it was for me too. So they'd probably be really good. And if somebody was to make a whole food potato salad and then add the avocados in there, that would be like your egg replacement.
Yeah, and you can make actually literally egg salad, you know, out of it too. Imagine if you just did avocado, egg, like a little bit of that black salt on it, and some like, you know, plant-based version of mayo, which I posted the one to make with the like the vegan. Yeah, it's like you can use a bunch the actual juice from the chickpeas. It was saying
right. You can
blend it, or something they were calling it.
Yeah, you can blend it for a while and it'll get that like egg whites basically.
Yeah, and I didn't even know that that people did that.
Yeah, I used to make one with I think it was like a silken tofu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you could do that. But like a lot of times, I don't even use mayonnaise, like vegan mayonnaise. I just use hummus.
Oh, that's a good idea. And that's what I've been doing on my salad. I just use like I've had the celery, you know how I've been saying of making the celery juice.
Yeah,
I save all the pulp and the little shavings from it, and I like literally put that on there with a little bit of celery juice and a little bit of the balsamic. I guess it's like vinegar, whatever comes out of those olives. I
yeah,
just use that because and then I also read that like some people say vinegar is good, and then other people say it messes the gut biome
yeah.
up. So I'm like, I don't know.
Eli,
I like it in my salad though.
yeah, Eli. Mom was saying that Eli is like he calls it poison, right? So
Yeah, so I'm like, maybe I shouldn't be eating that because, but I'm just doing what I can right now. I'm
yeah,
getting there. I'm getting to Eli. I'm
yeah.
getting to
I
that
when
level of health. I'm not quite a breatharian yet.
Yeah, when I was making chickpea salad sandwiches, I would use pickle juice, like dill pickle juice, but I always put dill pickles in my salad too, celery and some onions and then lettuce, right? But yeah,
Okay.
pickle juice just gives it that just extra flavor, and then pepper, and well, I do salt a little bit too, right? Obviously, because I'm addicted.
Little
But
bit, little
salt,
pinch,
pepper,
right? Pinchy pinch of salt. You gotta make it taste good for yourself, right?
yeah, yeah, whatever works.
Which
Which
according
kidneys?
to Eli, we might not, maybe we shouldn't eat it if we have to make it taste good, right?
Yeah, this is
We
true.
can,
This is
but
true.
hey, we need our nightly salad, right?
Yeah, yeah. And I'm not like we're not eating chickpeas anymore right now. So yeah.
Right.
We
Yeah.
did find mom did a sprout. It was like a sunflower seed with sprout mung I think it was mung bean sprouts, and she made
Yeah,
a
I love mung beans.
that. But and the first day it was good. It was good. The second day it was really good. Like I think it's better if you do it
It's like
over.
marinated in it. So
Yeah, yeah. But I'm thinking, I bet you that I could probably just make it with sunflower seeds and then keep it completely raw because I sometimes I like the taste of the sprouts, sometimes I don't. It
yeah.
just I have like these phases where I'm like some days I don't really care for it, but I might just try making a raw sunflower seed one or sesame seed one.
Hmm. I still think you should come out with a little book of dressings for us. Muriel said Rogue wants popcorn. Oh, he's got to go. Yeah, I should. I probably will wrap this up soon too because I know it's getting later and I'm probably starving like Rogue.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna have popcorn, but I'm gonna have something. I think I'm gonna
yeah,
eat my watermelon and my daily green boost, and and then watermelon's not supposed to be eaten with anything, so I've got to space it out, right?
yeah, yeah.
I
We usually do watermelon as our first meal of the day, and
mm-hmm.
then and even sometimes my second meal of the day, and then I can eat other stuff because they also recommend that we shouldn't really put our fats with our fruits.
Right. I've heard
Um,
that.
yeah. So, but I like
But then
my
some fruits are fats.
some of them are, yeah, yeah. I mean I love avocado at nighttime,
Me too.
but I also love it during the day. I think I ate 4 yesterday.
Oh, that's right. Let me tell you this real quick before we go. Okay. All right. So, the other night they have at the store, I don't know if they have them like this at your store. They've got regular bags of Hass avocados, and then they've had these single Hass avocados that are a little bigger. So they were called like large Hass avocados, right? So we like are in love with avocados right now, and they've been the ones whenever they bring them, like if we ordered two singles in a bag because Dawn was using the big ones for her guacamole,
Yeah.
they bring us softer ones, like not the rock hard. So the other night she's like, I'm just gonna order all the singles. They were on sale, right? Even still expensive, but like they're big enough for like they're like three of the little ones. So we like got 10 of them.
Yeah.
Well, Linda, our shopper, love you, Linda, if you're watching. We don't really know her on probably YouTube, but just in case. She brought tropical avocados, hard. You know those big, real big avocados? They're green and they're like fruit. They're more like a fruit, not really like a savory avocado, and like 10 of them. And we don't even really eat those. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what are these? I'm like, they're not going to go good in our salads because they just don't have the same vibe and they were too hard to eat. So I'm like, oh my gosh, Dawn, did you text her? And she's like, by the time I text her about getting the soft avocados, she had already like finished shopping and left the store. So
Yeah.
we say, you know what is what it is. We order again. She must have messed up and thought these are the ones we wanted, right? We
Yeah.
order 9 more. DoorDash gives us a refund because we didn't want those. Here comes the same lady texting us saying that fast, like before even Dawn remembered to text her. She's like, I'm on the way. And they didn't have 10 more. They only had 9 more of those big avocados I got you last time. I'm like, oh no, it was the same lady and she made the same mistake. So now we have like, I let her keep those. I was like, just keep those. We want Haas avocados. Can you
Yeah.
please? I was like, I hate to ask you to go back. I pay like $15 tip for her to turn around and go get the right ones. And she got to keep the tropical avocados. I was like, here, I'm helping someone eat more fruit. I'm like, these are not the ones we wanted and we got them wrong twice.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was like, I should have stopped being lazy and just went out for my lunch and got the darn fruit instead of having this poor lady shop for us. But I'm like, so do you like those avocados?
I don't think I've ever tried those ones.
Hold
So
on, I'm gonna go get one and show it to
okay.
you.
I was gonna say my mom's seen great big ones before, but I've never in Florida, but I've never seen a great big avocado. This is a little bit awkward just being here because I don't know what to say.
Okay. Oops, hold on. Let me bring out a regular one for reference here.
All right.
Here we go. Oh, I'm not even on camera. I
You're
thought
not
you were
yet.
watching me. Okay. Tropical avocado.
Okay, yeah. And do they stay that green? Or
Baby
do they-
avocado. Yeah, that's what. And look, it's soft. Like you
Oh
can
wow.
put it in, and it just got soft. So this was a couple of days ago that this happened. So I'm gonna try one because I think I had them before, and I thought they'd be good, maybe in like a dressing to smooth it out that was like with some fruit flavors in it. Like you know how like to me regular avocado is like a savory type fruit. It's
Yeah.
not like real sweet, but these are almost like watery sweet like a fruit, but like an avocado texture.
Well, I wonder if those avocados can be diced and frozen or mushed and frozen and then just throw them in a smoothie.
Maybe, yeah, you could do that. We could try that. I might just eat them like for lunch or something. I don't know. I might get into them once I try one. I might have a new fruit I like.
Yeah.
Be like, I
Although,
should
like, even with green salads, like, you know, we do spinach
Yeah.
salad and that we still add fruit to our salads and it tastes good.
Yeah, that's a good. I think because I've been having it with celery and that vinegar type mix, I haven't been as feeling the sweet fruits with the salad. You know
Right.
what I mean? Except for cucumbers, which don't remind me of sweet at all.
No, they're not. Yeah, they're definitely not sweet. But I would just try it on, even just try a little bit, cut a little bit up and
I'm
then
gonna do it. I'm gonna do it tonight and take a picture and show you.
yeah, I was gonna say, and or try a little bit, like just cut some up and then put your salad and add some to your fork and try it. And if you like it, then add it into the salad. If you don't, then maybe throw it in smoothies because it will definitely make your smoothies nice and smooth.
Yeah,
Creamy
smooth.
texture.
Get it?
Yeah, and it gives it a creamy texture, right? Which is nice.
Yeah, I
So
like it. Look, you can find a reason. Look, you gotta get a YouTube channel. Look, you're
No.
finding answers. You're finding solutions here for me.
there you go. I smell popcorn.
You know what is weird? I just smelled it too when you said that, but how could that be? That would be too ironic if my neighbors were having popcorn right now.
That'd be hilarious.
Thank you, Muriel. Thank you, Michelle, for
You're
coming. Thank you,
welcome.
Diana, plant-based.
Thanks for
Varner.
sharing that avocado. That's
Thank you, Quokka, for coming in and sharing your thoughts. Thank you. I was about to say thank you, Sushi. Muriel's got me thinking about sushi now.
appreciate.
I saw her comment. Muriel, we appreciate you coming in. Thanks for getting us all popcorn. Mariquita Solis, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. Did I miss anybody else? Rogue, thank you for coming on.
And Dawn said hello quickly.
Yes, and Dawn, thank you for making your voice appearance. The mystery Dawn. We're gonna get her on here tomorrow. I promise.
There you go.
We'll talk about her raw journey.
Yeah. Are you doing another one like this tomorrow, or?
I might do another one like this. I think it's a good idea. I'm enjoying these.
It's been fun. It's just because it getting so many different people's perspectives, and we're all on different journeys right now. You and I are pretty similar, but like Diana and Marquita, like they're still eating some cooked foods and or doing part and part or whatever, and it's nice because it doesn't need to be just exclusively raw or just exclusively fruit. It can be all these vegan sort of trending diets or whatever. But yeah.
I like it. I like the forum too of having everybody come on and be able to meet each other, because we always see each other in Facebook and comment, but it's always nice to be able to have that interaction.
Yeah.
Even though at like 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning, when I don't have myself together and the cats are like hanging out and we're in here, I wouldn't want to be on camera right then. You wouldn't want to see me then either.
Yeah. Me too.
Right? You're in the throne, right? I wouldn't want a reality show that followed me around all day.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Right? But this is good. We still want to get some contact with people.
Yeah, exactly.
You're all like, do you work outside of the home or you?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
I work. I actually have two jobs. So one of my jobs, I work at a gym that I don't use. I have to start using. And then the other job.
Gosh, I didn't do my workout either. Oh, I was doing so good. I got one day in yesterday. Okay, I'm gonna do it when we get done here. I promise.
There you go. And then the other thing I do is it's called adult day services. So we work with clients that most of our clients are older, but they can be 18 to my oldest client right now will be 103 this year.
Nice.
So, yeah. So and they're just clients that have had something, maybe a little bit of might have had a stroke or something like that, or they might just be extremely lonely, or their caregivers or usually family members need a break, and so they go to our program, and then we do games and have like a social, and we have lunch with them, and it's fun. So we bring our own lunch, obviously, because they don't eat vegan, but
right.
They think we're crazy.
Well, you never know. You might be getting in somebody's head there.
You might.
It might be hard at 103 to change someone.
Yeah.
That would be quite a thing, but who knows what could happen. Hey, I've seen people on here. I always talk about Miss Mary who came on. She was like in her 70s when she switched. So
yeah.
changed the plant raw fruit diet and like fruit plant-based now, I think she is. So it's like, hey, it's never too late, especially if you start to feel things that you don't want to feel. You can start to clear that stuff out. Your body wants to be healthy. When we give it the right environment, it will heal itself, just like anything else. I really, truly, the more I learn, the more I wholeheartedly believe that. And it doesn't make me as scared to live in the world, knowing that I can trust my body to heal itself.
It's so true. That is, you hit that right on.
I learned this before the pandemic, before I became a complete basket case and didn't leave the house for like weeks at a time.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd get open the door to get my groceries and be like, thank you. Masculine.
We actually would be like, they came up with a service where you would pay for your food and they would just
leave it. That's
leave
right.
it at your door, and then
I forgot I used to do that too. But then some people would keep knocking, and then that would be the ones I'd be like, what do they want? It was like so used to not coming in contact. Like, who is that? Knocks on the door. We were all locked in and stuff. And
that was not a good time. That was not good for anyone. So hopefully we don't have
for YouTubers, but that was about it.
Yeah, you want to say goodbye?
Bye.
You want to so you can say goodbye? Okay, I'm gonna try and lift you again. Oh, there we go. There, now you can say goodbye.
What's your name?
That's Jen.
Jen?
Jen, yeah.
Call me JJ if you want to. If
Yeah,
you
or
like
JJ.
it better.
Yeah.
My sister calls me that. My little sister.
Calls you JJ. JJ. Yeah.
She made the
JJ.
name.
Haha. Gigi.
Right. She put the double. How do you
Where's
what do
my-
you got? Did you like your popcorn, Rogue?
Yeah.
Yeah, he says.
Vegan snack, isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Just for us.
Yeah,
For the
exactly.
girls.
Where's my water bottle?
Maybe I'll just have some raw corn on the cob. I did
Oh
buy some
man,
of
I
that.
haven't had corn on the cob in a long time.
Yeah.
They've only had that frozen kind. I guess they could be good, but I eat it like raw, so I'm like, it would have to thaw, and then it doesn't taste right to me.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean, some stuff like maybe blueberries and some fruit is okay if you get it
Yeah.
frozen. I don't like it for some reason. Everyone says it's the same, but I don't.
Yeah.
Unless
If
I'm
you put it, if you put frozen peas or frozen corn on your salad, it doesn't take long for them to thaw.
okay.
Yeah, like you could put a quarter cup or whatever. I don't know how big your salads are. Like mine are usually pretty big.
Last night I made 2
Oh, nice.
because I didn't use a big enough bowl, so I used 2 small containers.
Yeah,
I
I've
was
done
like,
that.
I was in the middle of making it. I'm like, this isn't going to be enough. And I started a new salad, a new lettuce bowl. Because I'm like, if I pile it up, then sometimes I like to cut it up. And I'm like, this isn't going to work. It's going to go everywhere. And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like, going to be all tired and then having like lettuce everywhere and stuff.
yeah.
I'm a messy.
There's been many times where I start making it and I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm making way more than I realized. Go grab a great big bowl, dump it in there, and at least now I can toss it.
Why didn't I think of that? Why did I do that? I must have been really tired. I made 2 small bowls instead of dumping it into a big one. Come on, Jen. See, you're solving all kind of problems. I don't know if I ever showed you guys this, but I'm going to do something here. I might have to use the clementine over there because, and sorry if you see my pajama pants. And then
Nope,
people
not
will
yet.
know I'm not dressed properly for the show, right? All right, I'm going to try to juggle, but I'm going to use one big,
Holy.
big thing, whatever these are. Rivers avocados and 2 little ones. All right, let's
2 little ones.
my juggling debut.
Holy cow! I wish I could do that.
Can you see it?
I
get
did,
did I
yeah.
say on camera? Okay.
That's awesome. Ding, 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 ding.
There's also this one I can do here where I throw it over the top. Wait a minute, let me try this.
Oh, nice.
Oh! Lily is looking at me like I'm a crazy woman.
I've never been able to juggle. I've
Well,
tried.
I have a little video I'll share. You might have seen it on there, where it shows you how to juggle. I start with the 2 hands. Oh, look who showed up!
What's up?
Hey!
Juggling.
What's going on?
We were like, you can see the exciting conversation. How it we were talking about. I wanted to say too, we got to tell everybody what we eat on our salads. Welcome, Dawn. Dawn, the new raw woman.
Woohoo!
The movie just got finished, so I heard you still in the other room talking. So I said, "Oh, she's still going. Cool. I can go ahead and make good because I said I was gonna be here."
I never did make it into the movie. I'm sorry.
I know. But hey,
I was just about to finish up. Tell her, wasn't I?
She was, yeah. She was saying goodbye, yeah.
And then I was like, I'm never gonna make it to the movie. I might as well give up. But
Yeah,
I
it's
was
just ended.
going to
We
try.
can watch it tonight.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Go.
So tell us about your journey. Tell us about your spiritual journey you were telling me about.
Me?
Yes. Tell us how you're feeling after your raw journey.
I feel really, really good. I'm still in it. I haven't done 30 days yet. This is week 3 I've completed. So I'm going into week 4. And that'll be a month. So yeah, I feel really good. I feel energetic. I feel clean inside and out. I feel good. There's no way to describe it. Look, I worked out today. I haven't worked out in months. And I worked out yesterday, and today's workout was even better.
Nice.
I did yoga afterward. Hey, honey.
This is Rogue, Dawn.
Hey, Ro.
I need to build my muscles up a little bit, eh?
Yeah.
There, now you can say hi to Dawn. Now she can see your face. Oops.
Hi, honey.
Hi.
How are you?
How are you? You're good? Oops.
You good?
My computer keeps falling down. I'm sitting on my bed, so it's like keeps it keeps
Oh.
We're
coming
in the
towards
right
me.
spot.
Wow.
Just
Why are
look-
you so adorable, Rogue?
We already embarrassed him so much. Look, now we did it
Why,
again.
why are you so adorable?
I love the name Rogue.
Me too.
I said, why are you so adorable? He says, because I am.
Good answer. Good answer. I love it.
We used to train my kids when they were younger. We would say, because I look like mom, or because I look like grandma. Or
That's good. I like that.
Love. That's
we
awesome.
trained them to say, because I look like haha.
So he calls her haha instead
He
of
doesn't call
grandma.
me grandma. I'm haha.
Okay. My
I like
mother wanted my daughter to call her Puddin when she
Puddin'.
was.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
And what
she
did
wanted
you
her.
say? You called your daughter Mud Pie too, or something? didn't you?
Yeah. My youngest, she used to. We were talking about. I used to like black dirt when I was a kid. That was my favorite dirt to eat. My daughter also used to eat a lot of dirt. My youngest daughter, his mom, and that's what I used to call her, was Mud Pie, because she would come around the house and she had like this ring of dirt around her mouth.
Dawn, did you ever eat dirt?
I never did. I always ate grass though.
That's what it was. I
The
remember.
wild onions that would
Yeah.
grow in your. Yeah, I'd eat those.
Does
Nice.
that indicate
I
we're
made a
gonna
lot of
be
mud
vegan?
pies with those
Yeah.
in it, but I ate the grass. I didn't eat the mud.
Yeah.
We could have had a potluck and brought it all. Like you could have had your dirt.
Dirt. Yeah.
Yeah, I was the only normal kid. I would have brought like fruity pebbles or something. I'm like, wait a minute, what am I supposed to bring? Dirt or something? I didn't bring any dirt with me. Yeah, and like what we were talking about was like yesterday, me and Dawn were just like, I was like, man, I've had this like really grateful moment, and like we've been talking about, and her with the energy of working out again, like I'm just seeing these differences in her, like this calm and this like. Did you experience that, Michelle, when you went raw? Like you just, I feel like it's more of a spiritual journey, almost more than a food thing. Like you feel good, your skin feels good, but you feel like almost like you get in touch with your emotions more, and you just feel like, I don't know, it's like compassion or energy. I don't know.
To me, I think it's compassion, to be honest. Like, because instead of judging people, like how I used to, I'm like, I have no right to judge anybody, like at all, because I don't know what their journey's been like. They may have had a really, really traumatic life or whatever. So it's, it's not that's not my job. My job is not to be judgmental. My job is to be compassionate with people and accept them for who they are. Even if other people don't like them, they need somebody who's going to try and like them, right? So try and be as gentle and nice to people as I can.
Yeah, that's amazing. You know, and here's the thing too, and people need to really get within themselves. That's one of the things that I, always, without being with at the risk of sounding self-centered, people also have to learn to love themselves.
Absolutely.
Because
I had no self-love.
love, yeah, if you can't get the love from the outside, who cares?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if you love you, then and you take care of you, that's really at the end of the day all you need. Because think about it, when you leave here, who's going with you?
Yeah, yourself, and you are the only person that is with you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You know what I mean? For the rest of your life.
Got to learn how to be your own best friend.
Exactly.
And that means taking care of your body too, because you can also be your own worst enemy up here and here.
Yes.
So you gotta learn how to be your own best friend. And I thought I was my best friend, and then I'd realized, you know what? You're not your best friend. You're your own worst enemy. Look what you're eating. Look what you're doing to yourself. So if you really want to be your friend, you need to do the right stuff for yourself.
Yeah, and start instead of, because that was me too. I was terrible, and I can't even tell you what I used to say to myself on on YouTube, because it was that badly. Like it was that bad, right? And I was like, I'm angry. Like I'm angry. And then you're angry with other people. And then finally one day I went, I need to find some self-love. Like this is ridiculous. I should not be calling myself these horrible, horrible names, And then when I did find self-love, holy macaroni. It's all I
Then
got.
Jen came into my life. I was actually able to love somebody else fully because I finally loved myself.
Yes.
You know?
And not only that, like-minded people were attracted to me, right? Like,
Yeah.
like just, and I'd be at work and people would come in and say, I just wanted to come in today just to talk to you because I love your vibe, right? And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is cool, right?
That's
But yeah,
awesome.
like you just all of a sudden you go from being this angry and you pushing people away to extremely inviting, and you just want to help people, right? Because you just helped yourself. You just realize that, holy mac, like,
Yeah.
and I don't, it's not an egotistical love. It's not like, oh, I just bought myself a new vehicle, I'm so cool. It's
Right.
like,
Right.
I love myself for the same reasons that my children love me, or my mom loves me, or my
Yeah.
friends love me, right? Like I know that there's a person within myself that
It
deserves
that love, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like the lady that there was a girl on Survivor this past season named Emily, right? And she was so full of anger. It's so crazy. She would challenge anybody, even if they were being nice. She would just challenge them and always be like confrontational. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was funny because there was somebody who actually, they did it for the purposes of becoming an ally with her, but they actually befriended her. Like, listen, why are you like that? I see something different in you. And they got her to kind of loosen up. And before you know it, by the end, she went so far in last season because she ended up getting off of the anger and just becoming really cool
Yeah,
with
I
her.
remember that.
Yeah, Emily, right?
Yep, the
And
one that was
everybody
real mean
started
at the beginning.
really liking her,
Yeah.
because the real her was nothing like that.
Yeah. We become who we were told that we are.
Yeah.
And that's not our true self. Our true self is helping others, serving others. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, and you
ourselves,
drop
like,
the defensiveness, you know what I mean, and let go and
Yeah.
let people in, and you'd be surprised. People aren't always out to get you. You
Yeah.
know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
And the other thing too is that you start to like I truly believe that we mirror what's in our lives. We bring everything. So if you're having a bad day, you've brought that into your life, right?
Yep.
And that's what I'm learning now too. So even the people that come into my life, if they're like not on what I feel is the same vibe as me, I'm like, okay, what have I been doing? What have I been saying in my
What
head?
am I manifesting?
Yeah, like, am I talking negatively to myself? If I'm talking negatively or thinking negatively about other people, right? So it's almost like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, maybe I was. And then acknowledge that I did it, forgive myself, because I think that's one of the number one keys too, is learning to forgive yourself for making mistakes. It's okay. Now you've learned a lesson. Don't do it again.
We're human. We got to let ourselves be human.
Exactly.
That's the thing I think I was going to say too when you were talking about Dawn earlier about, am I being my best friend right now? Am I being good to myself? I think we can have a false sense of that when we're giving ourselves like we're enabling ourselves.
Impossible Whoppers.
Yeah, like let's say, oh, you know what? I'm having a bad day. I'm going to eat this way. So you think you're being your own friend then, but you're just feeding the addiction sometimes. Or you think you're being a good friend because you know what? I'm showing myself some tough love. Like, Jen, that was stupid. You're never going to be able to do that. And like you at that moment think you're going to be okay, but then you realize that you wouldn't want to do that to somebody else. Or would you want, if you were trying to help somebody get healthy, would you be giving them this? Would you be putting that in their body?
Exactly.
Would you be giving a machine that you had that particular the wrong thing just because it was like, hey, this is what they want?
Right.
You have to also, like you said, and I think people get surprised at sometimes the compassion that we have, because people try to challenge you also when you're vegan sometimes, and they try to like make you mad. And like the compassion I have, especially almost to a different degree since being raw again, is like, I want to know why you're saying that, or I'm interested. I understand where you're coming from. I'm able to diffuse that and then almost like open them up to me more, than I was. And kind of what I'm doing for myself. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I realized yesterday I was telling you guys I wasn't breathing. I was telling Dawn, I'm like, okay, so today start doing it. Yesterday, like Dawn always says, that was you yesterday. That's not you today, right? So today
That's
I'm going
right.
to work out. And you totally turned yourself around. I mean, Dawn went from here to like here, and then I've watched her go in like layers, like to the point where I hear her out there on the bike again. I'm like, uh-oh, here's the return of Dawn. Like,
Yeah.
you've got all those, like, I think at some point we become rounded where we get it all going at the same time. Like,
Yes.
I've been through periods of time where I'm getting on the bike, then I'm eating bad, and then I'm saying, well, you know, it's because I ate bad, I got to get on the bike, or I'm eating raw, but I'm not working out, you know, or I'm not
Right.
creative, I'm not doing all the videos I want to do, but at least I'm eating right, or you know what I mean? Now I feel like finally, maybe it took almost 50 years, but maybe I'm getting it all sort of right, but I'm still learning every day.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
learn
And
at some point.
yeah, and like I said, we just got to learn to forgive ourselves when we do go a little bit off track, or if you're not, like, I haven't been exercising that much, right? Like a little tiny bit here and there. I need to get back into it. I work at a gym. Like, it's so dumb that I don't use it.
Surrounded by equipment.
You're too close to the project.
Yeah. So like for me, it's like, okay, instead of telling myself I need to, just get up and do it,
Just
because
do.
I'm the only one that can get myself there, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it is helpful when people encourage you to go, right? But yeah. And then the other thing I was gonna say too is sometimes we mirror people in our lives and we're like, you get mad. Like I like there's times where I get really mad at somebody, and it's not that I'm mad, I'm showing them that I'm angry. I'm just mad on my inside. And then I'm like, oh, that's because I used to do that. Right. And I'm coming up to this. It's frustrating me because I don't do it anymore, but it triggers me, right? So now I'm working
Like
on.
when you see someone working out on their, like, every day and they're putting all their, like, I'm working out, is that what you mean? And then you're like,
No,
I didn't work out. Oh,
just
okay.
in general, meaning that when I'm like, somebody might be reacting to something negatively.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Just in general, right? And then I get mad and I'm like, why am I so peeved off at this person? And then I realize because it's something I used to do and I don't anymore. So now I have
Oh,
to
got
find
it.
compassion.
You're mad
toward
about
them.
yourself doing it.
Yeah. It's usually not them, because a lot of times it's people that I totally love. It's just that I'm frustrated because I've changed that part of me and they are still doing it, and I have to realize they're on their own journey, and if it's upsetting me, I either have to take myself out of the situation or just do it my way. Like if it really bothers me, just do it my way anyways, like after they've left or whatever, so it might be, I'll use an example of doing dishes, right? Like I do dishes a very specific way, like and other people don't always clean dishes the way I do. So instead of getting mad at them, they're doing their best.
Yeah.
So why am I getting mad, right? Like if I don't like it, just clean it up after.
Yeah. Absolutely.
John deals with that a lot with
I
me.
can identify with that.
I don't think it's the dishes. I'm okay. The dishes are okay, but I probably don't put them away properly.
It's all good.
And it's just,
That's why we're partners.
What's that, sorry?
That's why we're partners. You know what I mean? So
yeah, definitely forgiveness and just and like I think that's my biggest thing is I got to forgive myself and just
it helps you forgive others too.
It does. Yeah. I am way more forgiving now, and I might still get a little upset at first, but then as soon as I remind myself, I'm not, you're not living in their shoes. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know what
Not to mention, if you love that person, it's like, well, what would you do if that person wasn't here at all?
Exactly.
And there's nothing you can do about it. Then you'd be, wishing that you had something to pick up after them or something.
Exactly.
Or you know what I mean? So I have to remember to cherish, cherish Jen, so she might leave a cup or two around or something. Who cares at the end of the day if she leaves it there? If I end up picking it up all the time, that's what I do. That's her, that's me. And if it didn't bother me when we first hooked up, it shouldn't bother me now. But when stay with somebody for a period of time and you kind of get familiar and used to things aren't as cute as maybe they used to be and you lose your patience with it. But when you go back to who you were when you first met them and you look at them and you see the person that you fell in love with over and over again, every day you look at them, that all that goes away. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like
Absolutely.
you pick the cup up with a smile. You know what I mean? It's like she's
Yeah.
crazy. She's
Yeah.
crazy. You know what I mean? It's like then all of a sudden you remember, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
that this is who I love. And all of a sudden that thing becomes something petty that means nothing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
Yeah.
like, why was I so upset about that? Like, what the hell? And a lot of times she doesn't even know these arguments happen with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't make it to
Now
her.
I'm gonna have to get cup conscious. I'm just kidding.
Right.
Conscious.
But you're right. We've been having a lot of those moments lately too of just gratitude within it. Like
Yeah.
I was telling you that the other day, like how I was actually saying earlier on the stream, how I'm constantly doing something. I'm always on the phone, on the computer, working, or as soon as I get off, I got this, and this to do. But the other day I just sat here and just had this moment and I like saw like the two cats were laying on the bed. I had my headset on and usually I'm like, oh, I gotta get on these calls. And Dawn, I could hear her doing her stock trading talk, walking through the house with the headset on, talking about some trade going on. And I was just like, I just feel so blessed to be able to be working and be at home and be able to be here with the pets. And this is a really cool moment. They're laying in the sunlight. Dawn's like happily doing what she likes to do. And like, it just like all of a sudden
It was a
resonated
moment.
with me.
Yeah.
Like,
My family.
I was able to get in that exact moment and feel the joy in it, and know that everything was, exactly right in that moment where I needed it to be.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's what we need to find more moments like that in our lives, because then
Yeah.
it will lead to a much happier life for all of us. Right. So,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, I know. I there's times where, I get mad at, I might get upset with mom or something like that. And then all of a sudden I'm like,
Oh, Miss Muriel.
yeah, I'm like, I love that lady so much though, because she has been my biggest help in my life. You know what I mean? When I went through chemo and all that, her and my son basically were the ones that took care of me the most. Right. And I'm so grateful for, and I mean, the help that's beyond that even, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
years later and she's still the one person I know I can rely on no matter what. Even when
Yeah.
we're mad at each other, I know that she's got my back, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We get
definitely.
mad at ourselves, but we know we're truly there for ourselves. Same with other people, especially family and things
Yeah.
like that,
Mhm.
and it's things we're upset about, not at the person or
The
like not
situation is what you're upset at, not
Yeah. It's not the person. You don't dislike the person. You just
right.
dislike the situation, So yeah, that's true. And I think that's a big one to try and remember, because I think a lot of people, they're like, oh, I hate so-and-so. And I'm like, do you really? Like, I don't think you do. I think you're just mad at the situation right now, right? So it's
Yeah.
not hate that person. It's just the situation
we
is
can't
not
hate
something you like.
people and bring them into our energy, to your point too, because like you said, if you may have stopped being angry but someone else is angry, opening up to them and showing that compassion might be the thing they need to get them out of that anger, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I mean, for me, that's what I needed. And it's not that, I mean, I did have lots of people that were quite nice and everything for me. And, you hear, love yourself, love yourself, love yourself. And I'm like, how do you do that? Like, for the longest time, I'm like, I don't know how to do that, because, like, to me, it was an ego thing. And then all of a sudden it was like, it's not an ego thing. It's, you truly do need to just love yourself. And then,
It's
and then love
necessary.
others. Yeah. Love you too.
Yeah.
Well, I love you, Mom. We love you. We love you, Kathy. If you're watching, I wouldn't have. I love you, Mom. We love you, Dawn's mom. Up there in heaven. And yeah, my sister, my mom, we love you guys too. And I love that you guys are doing this. Like, me and Dawn are kind of like that team over here now. I feel like I got my raw salad buddy back. But
Yeah.
even like our mindsets were always the same, no matter how we were eating. You know what I mean? It didn't
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah.
but it is
I would
cool.
beat myself up because I'd order the Burger King Impossible Whopper meal and I'd see her eating some fruit or a salad or something. I'm like, baby, I'm coming. I know. I need to cut this. I need to cut this crap out.
Feel like,
And
I'll be
my,
there.
okay, just enjoy it. I knew you'd
yeah,
be around.
my
I was,
oldest,
I've never said anything about it because, like, you know, I mean, that's where you were. I've been on that, and in fact, I got there with you for a while.
Yeah, she
yeah,
ventured, and that actually is what made me stop. I said, "Oh no, I'm not going to be the enabler. I'm not going to be the reason she goes the other way." And
yeah,
not that you don't have your own mind, because you pulled yourself right back out of it really quick. I didn't have to do much. I could have kept going, and Jen would have most likely stopped.
yeah,
But it just so happens I was ready. I've
yeah,
been ready for a long time to go raw vegan and just keep that lifestyle. But I just kept giving into the temptations and giving into the addiction. And when
yeah,
I really, really realized, and Eli Martyr is huge in helping me with this, on top of what having Jen to live with and be that example, that shining example for me. I listen to his videos and he's like, what are you, when you have this treadmill that you're on and you're addicted, well, when you get off, that treadmill that had so much force, it's still going.
yeah,
And if you dip back into that for just a second while that wheel is still spinning and you don't allow that wheel to stop, meaning the addiction
yeah,
craving, then you will just fall. Oh, you know what? I didn't eat it for 2 weeks, but maybe today I'll have one. No, if you've gone a year without eating it, you no longer have that addiction. That wheel has stopped spinning.
yeah,
So
yeah.
now, if you did do it, chances are it might not throw you back into a full tailspin. But if you're doing it
But
while
it
you're
might.
still in the middle of that
Yeah,
addiction, oh, you're
you're
gonna
gonna go
relapse.
back.
And keep
It's too
yeah,
easy.
and that's
Yeah,
what I
way
keep
too
doing.
easy. Yeah, I actually have some good news. My oldest daughter, who lives with us, she has decided that she's gonna start going more raw vegan
Nice.
now. So she'll
We
still
can
eat
get up
Double bell.
double bell, yeah. So
there.
she still eats some cooked food and that, but she's like, I think I want to do at least
Very
5 days a
good.
week raw vegan.
Oh, nice. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
It is
yeah,
awesome. I woke
pretty
Neo up,
exciting.
poor baby.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Good for her. Good for
Congratulations.
her.
That's you being that positive role model and us talking about how
Yep.
like how it makes you feel and like the benefits of it. That definitely is awesome that you've been that role model. And
Yeah.
like, it's so cool to watch that somebody else's transition when they start feeling that too. Like for the first couple of days, maybe the first week, I watched Dawn struggle, which is hard because I knew she was doing it and like I love this. I felt like she was saying it and she was acting as if, but I could tell there was still had to be some struggle there, even if she
The
was
first week was okay, but the second
the
week
second week. Okay.
it kind of set in like, okay, just, you're
The
coming into
adrenaline was over, right?
you're coming into your second week. You can do this. This is good. You know what I mean? And the thought of, getting a bag of chips or ordering the Burger King would pop up. And I told you, I think I told you as well. What's your name again?
Michelle.
Michelle. Okay,
Yeah.
so were you there when I was talking about I turned everything into pizza?
Yeah, yes, I think I was. Or
It,
I was
I
listening to it, one or the other.
kept using it. I'm like, it's pizza. It's pizza to you now. You can't eat it. Remember what you did with the pizza? Forget about it. It's in that category. That is a
Yeah,
no-no. Not
yeah,
even get the thought out of your head. But at the same time, you got to be careful just eliminating thoughts like that. You gotta kind of sit with it,
yeah,
because you don't want it to keep bothering you. You got to kind of tackle it when it happens. It's like, okay, why are you here? Why
yeah,
do I want you right now? It's like, what
It's
are you
usually
gonna
an
serve?
emotional thing.
Yeah,
Or
what purpose are you serving? Why do I want you right now? Am I upset about something? Because I tend to be an emotional eater. Am
yeah,
I upset about something? Am I just bored and I just want it? Do I want it just because I haven't had it? What craving speaking to? Why are
yeah,
you at me right now?
yeah,
And finally, I'm like, okay, at the end of the day, you'll be eating for 20 minutes, but you're going to be living with the repercussions of that for years to come if you keep going. So
yeah.
would you rather have this 20 minutes of, hey, this is so good, or would you rather have the rest of your life like, damn, I feel good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
this is cool. I feel good. I actually beat that whole thing. I don't need that anymore. That burger no longer has a hold on me.
Yeah.
You
And the
know?
other day she walked in and was like, I don't know, do I want grapes or do I want, and like she just looked excited about the food and like I might make a salad. And she was like, then the other day she came to me and was like, I realized all I had was that guacamole the other day. That's it. And it was all I needed. Maybe I think she had some grapes that, and like all of a sudden, like her body got back into like the dawn that she was before she started eating the processed food, where I watched you get back to that person that you were, where everybody, I used to even be like, what do you mean you're not going to eat anything but grapes tonight? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm OCD'd or
Yeah,
sometimes.
I ate a bowl of guacamole, and when I went to bed that night, I realized that was the only thing I had eaten all day, and I was fine. I
Yeah.
felt good. Because I fast. I love fasting, but
Yeah.
I haven't been able to just mentally be there. Well, now I'm not even trying, and I'm intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
I'll just have one thing. I ate a salad like yesterday, and that was all I ate. Now today it's different. I'm like constantly eating. I'm eating
That's what I was
oranges.
talking about earlier.
Yeah, I'm like
Somebody
constantly. I had some oranges. I finished off the guac that I made, and I don't know. I think that might be it. Yeah, I think that was it. I just been eating oranges all day, so I'm
Yeah.
like, and I ate the watermelon half. So today I just feel like grazing, but
Yeah.
it's raw,
I
and I
hope
don't
they
have.
had more watermelon. You ate the watermelon half?
Yeah, I did.
I was just playing. We were fighting over water. I ate all the watermelon. I will just
I
confess.
bought two of the little ones, and one for her and one for me. And she had cut into hers and decided to go for it.
This was
And I
over
go
3
looking for
days.
mine, and
I
it
was
was
like,
a
"Are you
half
going to
of
eat
it.
that? Because if you don't eat that, that half
One
is going
was
to
for
be."
me and one was for you. I've only got a
I
half
didn't
left.
take half. I took a little chunk off. The little like.
Oh,
I
you
was
took
joking,
half.
like how
You
you
took
would carve
half.
out a
You took
pumpkin.
half.
That wasn't half. But I was like, "See, right about me wanting it. I don't
Took
want to do
half.
that."
But it's
Funny.
fine. It's fine. It was
You're
really
welcome,
good. It was
Laura.
really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that we
Oh,
always fight a little bit over the avocados too. I thought it would be interesting to talk about these earlier. That's how I got started. Remember the avocado fiasco?
what the big
The
ones?
9 more tropical
Yeah, you know
avocados.
what? I have got to come grab a floss stick because I keep playing with it. I got a piece of orange in my tooth, so I'm gonna
Oh,
jump through
guys,
those.
She said
that's the only
orange.
thing I don't like about eating oranges.
I know when they get stringy like that, I hate them.
Celery too does that
Did
too.
you guys experience, because this is what's been happening to me, being
I can still hear
extremely
you.
bitchy? Have you experienced that? Like going raw?
No, you know what though? I did get a little moody initially, just a little bit, but I kind of worked through it. But I did feel myself getting moody, and even now, after what
Initially,
was
like
said,
not now, but the first time I felt like I was really on this high of like I feel like this great person, but then I was feeling a little more like less patient. But then once it rounded out and I got rid of the addiction, I feel like I know what you're talking about. Then
Yeah.
now I'm back to that goose flava.
Yeah. And I think for me, I think I'm still
Making an appearance.
I think I'm still detoxing. I think that's why I
Yeah.
have these emotions and that sometimes, because sometimes I'm like high, really high, feeling really great, and then all of a sudden I feel blah, right?
Yeah, they
and
say
I'm
it puts you in touch with like you get into your raw emotions because we're raw, right? Like
right.
that's the cool thing. It's so weird. It's almost like some people can't handle it because
Yeah.
they're so
Well,
used to masking all their, stuff with food and stuff that they
yeah.
can't handle what it's like to just fully be this person.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I had said we were on listening to Edward live the other day, and he had said something about being grumpy or whatever, and I said I could I've been so grumpy, and I'm better now. I'm getting better now, right? But I had been so grumpy the other day that I was by myself, right? Like home all alone. I couldn't even stand my own company. Like that's how grumpy I was. I was like, what is happening? But then they were like, oh, that's detoxing. So I'm like, ah.
off and on,
Right.
you're still in the middle of a detox, right? Like, I
Yeah.
don't think we can detox in 30 days from even like 2 months of process, much less a lifetime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 And then
Yeah.
the fact that I also used to have, you know, breast implants and inside my body, and like, I mean, it's been almost 2 years, but most people say it takes about 2 years to get the detox out of your body, right? And I haven't done any actual, like, except, well, I've done a water fasting and a little small juice fasting, but I don't think it's been long enough to like do a real like good cleanse for my body, right? So I
Mhm,
think
mhm.
that I'm still detoxing all that crap out of myself. So
Yeah, it'll make you moody. It'll definitely make you moody.
yeah.
So, but I guess we just got to be patient with ourselves and get through it one day at a time. You know what I mean? And before you know it, the way time flies nowadays, before you know it, you've put a week under your belt and another week and another week and a month and then a year.
Yes.
It'll happen faster than we think. We just got
Yeah.
to rely on that.
And I think that the other thing is, like, I love meditating, but I haven't been doing it consistently, right? And I think that I need to start getting into it. You know, I did the best when I would at least do morning and evening meditations,
Yeah.
right? Wake up and gratitude. First thing when I'd wake up, I'd be grateful for a whole bunch of things. I would start my day with doing that rather than, you know, I wouldn't look at my phone. And I still, to this day, I try not to look at my phone until I've at least been awake for an hour or more.
Have you ever heard of Doxy Meditations
No.
on YouTube? Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
you'd
Check
probably
this
love
channel
those.
out.
Dawn is
Yeah.
a Doxy fan. Muriel, we're proud of you for your fruit journey too.
Yeah.
It's DAUCHSY.
Okay.
Check that channel out. He's got so many.
Oh, you talking about Aaron?
Huh?
Are you talking? Oh no, okay. This is a type of meditation.
It's a channel where he does sleep meditations.
Oh, okay.
And you listen to it subliminally while you're sleeping. But it changed my life. It
Really?
literally helped me from the subconscious level weed a lot of bullcrap out.
Yeah. I do, and a lot of times
I
that's
had
what.
cancer, PTSD. It helped me with that.
Nice. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I even sometimes will put on, like, I don't know if you've ever heard of Ho'oponopono, right? I'll put something like that in the background where it does like these subliminal messages, and it basically, Ho'oponopono is, it's like a forgiveness prayer, right? So I love you, or please forgive me. Yeah, it doesn't matter what order you go in. Thank you.
Yeah.
I love you. What is it? Thank you. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm missing one. There's 4 sayings that they say in it, and I usually do those ones. And like, even with people that are struggling, like I have friends that'll be like, you know, I have a family member, can you do? And I'm like, you can do it too, you know, like, it's just, it basically what it is that if you're doing it on yourself, it's just learning to forgive yourself. If it's doing it on somebody who's done you wrong, it's learning to forgive them, but it doesn't mean that they get off the hook. It just means that you're doing the forgiveness for yourself more than anything, right?
Yes.
So,
Don't carry that negativity around.
Exactly. And then the other thing is, I do sometimes just put these other sleep meditations on where it's all positive affirmations, right? Like, just,
that's how he is. He'll talk in the beginning about, he'll take you through some breathing exercises, and he'll talk about, you know, one thing about forgiveness is it's one of the best things you can have, blah, 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 blah. Gratitude is the best way to blah, blah. And he'll tell a little story and give you a synopsis of, in the beginning, of why he created that meditation or why that feeling is good to have. And then he'll go into the mantra. He'll go into like these affirmations that just repeat for 8 hours.
right.
And you end up waking up feeling
Good.
refreshed. Yeah. Like,
I agree. I got to start doing that again.
them.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's what it is. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you.
Oh, I was just typing like, Muriel, you didn't do anything. I'm sorry. I love you. Please forgive me. I'm glad you guys just let me know what was going on. I'm like, okay, what happened? Muriel cussed us all out. These mood swings.
Yeah.
I'm like, I was messing with the lighting over here because I've been having these weird things. Like, I feel like my face is in shadows all the time.
No,
And
it's
Like,
so-
okay, there's this here. The very first one I listened to was called Heal. and he's got I like the first set of ones that he did a few years ago because
Right.
it's got the big letters on the thumbnail: gratitude, heal, let
Right.
go. And the pink let go and the green heal with the green light is my favorite one, and it's got about 10 affirmations. It starts off with, I am now healing.
Nice.
I was oh, I am now healing. I have the power to heal. I believe in my body's innate ability to heal itself. I heal my body and mind with love and respect. As I sleep soundly, I use my subconscious mind as a tool for healing. I
You
am
think she
now,
watched it enough?
it's like my wait a minute. I am aiming my full intentions at healing. My body knows how to heal itself and is doing so right now because it is attuned to your great wisdom, universe, and is full of joy and vitality.
Nice.
Gratitude and peace flow through my body like a clear healing stream. And I deserve to heal because I've created an environment for health and healing where I'm in alignment with my ability to heal. I'm so grateful now that I am healing and I can now see that I'm being completely healed.
Nice.
Dude,
That is beautiful.
that's the whole thing. And he
Yeah.
says it over and over to the point where I listened to it while I was awake as well. I have memorized it and internalized it to where I truly live that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And
Yeah.
listen to it on a subconscious level where the gatekeeper, which is my conscious mind, is it, you don't believe, like, do you really believe that? Come on.
Yeah.
That's sleeping. So now I can really get to the core and really internalize it. And that's one of my favorite ones. Every time I meditate, do yoga, I always have that playing.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna look into that because I
Yeah, go check his channel out. It's awesome.
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah,
You
he's got
really live
hundreds
through
of
that.
them.
This girl can memorize the whole half of a
That's
movie.
awesome.
She can
And
go
so
on and tell you both people's parts. So I'm like, I'm not surprised that you did that.
Oh my God, the let go one is amazing. That one goes through, I'm not gonna go through the whole thing, but
Do
it
it.
starts off with I remember most of them, but it says I clear my mind, I clear my body, I allow myself to let go and have a fresh start. I let go of all worry and doubt. I let go of the past so that I can begin anew. I let go so that I have a clear mind and open heart. My mind is renewed. No, wait, my will is renewed and my strength is restored. I let go of all fear so that I can let go. And it goes through about 10 of those. I'm grateful for new opportunities coming into my life. I allow myself to be at peace. There's no need to be anxious or worried. So
yeah.
I allow myself to let go. It's like 10 of those. It's like
Nice.
the let go and the heal one are my two favorite. And then
Nice.
he's got a gratitude one. You know what I mean? He's got
Yeah.
tons.
Tons. Is that all he does is meditations?
Yeah. That's all
Okay.
he does.
Okay.
That's
Awesome.
all he does.
Oh,
Here's
you.
what he says.
Oh, you. Okay. Oh, yes. You want to? Okay. Come up here. Yes. Come and tell them what you say. Because it is. So.
Exactly what
I'm
you're
excited to hear his little voice.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
You don't want to talk?
No.
You're shy now?
You're shy now?
Aw.
Oh.
Come on, Rose.
You sound like you're being
Talk to
shy.
him.
No, I'm not.
So what do you say when you hurt yourself?
Do you want me to say it?
Yeah.
Okay. So Rogue had a really bad rash one time and it wouldn't go away. And so I said to him, I think you need to start saying something to to yourself. So, he says, I am healthy, I'm strong, and my body heals itself.
Oh,
that's
nice.
oh,
Sorry. And his rash went away.
Way to install that early.
nice.
Install that in him early. Good
Yeah.
freaking job, Mom.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Grandma. Well, actually.
Way to go,
I did
Grandma.
that earlier. I called Muriel grandma, right? And you
Yeah.
mom. And she's like, wait, that's great, grandma. I'm like, well, you guys look so young. Who knew?
You want to show me your cut? Okay, you show
That
me
was
your
a
cut.
good file to install in him at that age. I can't.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, and the thing is that my daughter, yeah, you can show. My daughter had been taking him to the doctor. He'd been having some different creams. We were trying all types of things. And then I was doing my meditations and stuff. And then finally I just said, you know what? Why don't you try saying this? And within about 3 to 5 days, it was completely healed.
And he
Look
does
at
it.
that. Look at that. That shows you how the body and mind, when it's on one accord, how unstoppable it is.
Exactly.
And we don't realize how connected our body and mind is, right? Like the things that we're, that's what I was talking about earlier, Dawn. A lot of the stuff that you've told me before about like stress and things, how that can affect you too, because I was talking about like, and some of it could be detox, but I was talking about how I had less energy and I'd been really stressed about like, just about the calls and stuff, let's say at work or something. And like, you don't realize that too can play a part. Maybe I'm always trying to find a nutrient or a food. And I'm like, maybe I just needed to breathe.
Yeah.
And then once I did that, and the next
Only
day
breathing.
I felt back at my normal, like I felt like my whole world, like I must have been getting more oxygen in, because
I've been trying to get her to breathe for freaking 5-6 years, because
Yeah.
Doxy taught me how to breathe, just listening to him. And then Wim Hof, it led me to Wim Hof breathing. And I've been telling Jen for years, breath work is a savior. You can really get some healing with breath work.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just like we were talking about the diet thing, though. Sometimes it has to be your own idea, like, but that instilling that in there, like you just mentioned about his file that she instilled in him, putting that all into my file helped, because finally I was like, okay, I can't find a nutrient. Maybe I just need to breathe to feel less anxiety.
Yeah.
And when you're ready for it, because Jen's not the type of person to sit there and listen to meditations. You know what I mean? Some people think it's kind of hocus pocus mumbo, and she never said that, but that's just not who she is. You know what I mean? So it's like she's, a lot more kind of straightforward, practical. Oh, okay, meditation. Great. I'll try that one day. But when she started kind of
like people dismiss my
okay, wait a minute. There's something to that. That's kind of making me feel better.
Yeah.
This breath work thing is kind of, I'm like, I've been telling you. But she had to learn it in her time.
Her time, exactly.
Like she did with me with the raw. Let them do it when they're ready to do it. You know?
Yeah, exactly. It's huge. It really is. Like, you know. And the thing too is that a lot of people are like, I don't know how to meditate. I don't know how to meditate. And as Dr. Joe would say, yes, you do. And they're like, I'm not doing it right. He's like, yes, you are. It doesn't matter that you don't feel like you're doing it right. Eventually it's going to connect and you are really going to connect. Right. So, and it might take you, it might take you a year, might take you 2 years before you actually get it right. But when you connect, holy macaroni, that's my new saying, apparently, holy macaroni.
Holy macaroni. I like it.
But like when I connected, it was it would be almost 2 years ago now. I all of a sudden I found self-love, and it just all happened at once. I was meditating in that, and you feel like you're floating. Like the connection was so, and I had zero pain anywhere in my body. I had everything was going great for me.
That's amazing.
And then I got off track. But it's now it's like, you know what? I need to get back on. I need to meditate. Some days I would meditate over 5 hours in a day. And that's
nice.
Well, okay, when I had my breast implants taken out, it was quite a major surgery, because they have to take kind of like the skin around the whole capsule and take it out in one whole thing. And then I had a lift done too. So there was quite a bit of cutting and healing to be done. And I took 0 painkillers, because all I did was meditated and put ice on the area. But meditation is what totally helped me 100%.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think it helped me to like get in touch or start reading about natural law and like listening to a lot of Eli, and also like you said, I had to do it in my own way. Like I had to come into it in a scientific way, but not scientific, if that makes sense. Like it had to come along with the food for me instead of the other way around. Like a lot of people go into meditation, and like, what's his name that Fahad, right? That I had interviewed, mentioned that he actually became a raw foodist and a fruitarian because of meditation. He was sitting under the tree and just had this, he was meditating for the longest time, and all of a sudden it came to him that he's supposed to eat like animals, you know, like the natural diet, like a raw food diet. And like, so it's like, it depends. You can't always have people get from point A to point B the same way, but
Yeah.
like eventually everybody gets there on their own terms. I love that.
And
Yeah.
I think when we meditate, we end up, we get messages from within us if we're quiet enough. And those are the ones that we're supposed to be listening to, not the ego head. There's a different
Right.
voice for that, right? There,
Yep.
it's because there's never any judgment in it. You know, you're not going to judge others or anything. It is about doing what's right for you, and it never tells you to do it. It's more of a, you know, I feel like I should do this. Like, it's just, you know, or maybe try this. It's weird, but it's like, I know this is what I'm supposed to do. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
was scared to like meditate for the longest time because, well, you know, Dawn, I was having like a lot of anxious thoughts, like that I was trying to get rid of, you know, like basically like what's called like the OCD world, like intrusive thoughts, to where I would be worried about someone, or I think, oh, I hope this doesn't happen or that, or, you know, I hope it just was weird. And I was then trying to erase it real quick and think about something else
yeah.
instead of
Mhm.
sitting with it and dealing
And-
with that.
Well, you don't
know?
even have to
And
deal
so-
with it. What they recommend you do is acknowledge it and let it go.
That's
Right?
Yeah.
what I was
Yep,
telling
yep,
you.
yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Acknowledge it. Don't give it any power. And like I was telling Jen, it's like, okay, like I said with the craving, if a fear came up, because I dealt with so much PTSD behind the cancer for so many years, and I
Yeah.
didn't even realize it until I was in like just some, I had some introspection going on. And Doxy was huge. Doxy is the reason. There was one that is called I think, oh, it's Mind and Body, and I think um it's either Mind, but it's one of them anyway. He was telling the story about how he, in the beginning, he had a car. He was sitting at a red light one night and always sits there, nothing, never has a feeling that, what if I ever get rear-ended? That never happened. But for some reason, this night, he was particularly anxious. And lo and behold, this car comes up and rear ends him, right? But from that point on, and he's the doxy guy that does these meditations.
Yeah.
You know how he's like, I of all people know how the subconscious mind works, but my own subconscious mind was messing with me. I was dealing with the fear of someone doing that again, even though I knew that it was not likely to happen again, especially the same way it happened. But I had that fear.
Yeah.
So I had to go into the deepest part of myself and try to examine what was causing it and let it go.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's like, okay, you know, the fear of death is what is probably prevalent in a lot of people's minds, whether they acknowledge it or not. A lot of things stem back to that. So I found that when I would go through these little, like if I got on the bike to work out, am I going to have a heart attack? Well, all of that stemmed from me facing death with cancer.
Yeah.
Because other than that, it wasn't that big in my mind. You know what I mean? Growing up. But once you're faced with, hey, this is something that could have taken you away from here and you had it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it just, you realize, holy crap, you know, and everything kind of brings that on. You know what I mean? So it's like I had to deal with sitting in that fear and say, okay, what am I afraid of? I'm afraid of dying. I'm afraid of leaving Jen in a situation where she's, you know, alone, or if it happens in front of her, how's she going to react there's nothing she can do? And I start feeling bad for her. And then I start feeling bad for her having to break the news to people. And I start visualizing everything.
Yeah.
And then I start sitting there saying, hey, but guess what? That's not what's happening in this moment, is it?
Yeah.
You're here. and you're fine and you feel good. What's your body telling you? Get inside your body.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel good. Okay,
Yeah.
well, let's go with that. Stop letting this overtake what's actually real in this moment,
Exactly.
because it's stealing your joy. It's stealing what's present.
Yeah.
And you're anticipating something that may not even, it's going to happen one day. Guess what? Let's deal with it then.
Exactly.
Right. And that's what
Exactly.
you were telling
Just
me when I think
time.
about like the same thing. Like I worry about everybody and worry that something's going to happen to them. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Or if I hope, I need to control it. Like I need to make
Yeah.
sure everybody's okay. But like in doing that, I was missing moments like now, like it just, my body went
Yeah,
to that whole
don't
thing. When you
waste
started
now
talking about that though,
anticipating
my
that
mind
may not
started
even
going
happen.
elsewhere. And I'm like, oh
Well,
gosh, this was supposed to be therapy. Now I'm back
yeah,
to my own intrusive thoughts. I hope everybody's going to be okay. I don't want to bring anything on.
right.
And like, then I started going on a tangent. Just right now, I had to bring myself back into this moment and think, you're doing a YouTube live. You guys are getting deep, and I love this. Like, stop running away with your thoughts. That was the point of what she said, not to make you run away with your thoughts.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the point of meditating, to sit with it and identify it. And like, I never, like, I needed to have always something going on, I realized, to get my mind off of my
See,
own
but that's
thoughts.
not
I can't live with
healing you.
myself.
That's, yeah, you're running from your thoughts, which we
Yes.
all know you can't do because they're inside of you. So all they do when you do that is keep coming back, and that's what
Yes.
Doxy talks about. They keep, hey, it's me again. Hi, you didn't get rid of me. You didn't face me. You didn't get rid of me by dealing with me. You got rid of me by focusing on something else. So guess what? I'm still here. I'm still sitting back here, and I'm gonna mess with you again. You didn't get rid of me.
It's like the pink
So
elephant,
yeah,
right? Don't think of a pink
comes back
elephant.
up.
Big pink elephants in my brain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it comes back up, and it's like I stopped just switching my thought to something else, and okay, you know what? What do you want?
Yeah.
What do you want? Like what's really happening? Why am I thinking about you? Why are you here?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why. Because I had the cancer and I almost died and I'm scared. And every time this happens, I get scared. And guess what? That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. And if it happens, yeah, it sucks. There's not a damn thing I can do about it. So guess what? Right now I have to do something I don't want to do, but I'm gonna do it for my sanity. I'm gonna accept it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm going to accept it and surrender and let go and hope that everything's okay if it does happen. So now, all right, let's get to working out. And it's gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gone after that. It does not. And if it comes back again, it's like, hey, and I'm like, yeah, you back? Come on. Never mind.
You're facing
You know what I
it,
mean?
but not in
Because
a way
it's
of
like,
you're pushing
she's
it away.
over me. She's not, yeah, she's over me. She knows how to get over me. And it doesn't bother me now. I
Yeah.
do that same thing if it happens again every time. So
And
now it doesn't even come for me.
it's almost like catching this bottle, right? If I were to,
Yeah.
or let's do the orange maybe or something, or the avocado. If I go to catch this and I put my hand up like this, it's gonna do that, right?
Yeah.
And then if I really want to catch it, I've got to absorb it and then throw it away, because otherwise it's going to keep bouncing off
Yeah.
instead of holding on to it 1 second. And that's what I was doing. I was pushing them away and being like, I got to look at my phone. I don't want to think about that. I got to listen to this thing on TV.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear Doxy because that's going to remind me of I'm getting into my thoughts, and I don't want to be in my thoughts. And I was ignoring completely my thoughts until recently, and really not even breathing. Just like I realized when I started getting anxious like that, I was literally holding my breath, and like all the stuff that Dawn said just started flowing into my head, but I was able to receive it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's
And-
huge when you can do that. And for people that can't seem to get there, have a
Yeah.
conversation with yourself in the mirror.
I do it all the time. I
Yeah.
do it all the freaking time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do it all the
It's-
time.
All you got to do is sit in front of the mirror, ask yourself questions, and just sit with yourself and just look at yourself until the answer comes up and say it out loud to yourself.
Yeah.
Right. And like it's because you'll find the
That's part of
answer
that
within
being
you.
your best friend thing. That's
Yeah.
part of being your best friend therapy. Hey,
Exactly.
what are you doing? What are you doing right now? You know what I mean? It works.
Yeah.
It's
And
like you feel silly initially, but it does work.
yeah. And EFT as well, tapping, right? When you start tapping, your fears, and then you go into like your worthiness or whatever, you know, whatever the tap is about, right? You feel way better. There's something about,
Yeah.
you know, about just, you just need to talk to yourself. I think that's what we've forgotten how to do, right? So, and stop believing the
Yeah.
egotistical negative mind, because they're not, you know, you can listen to the egotistical positive mind, but
We took ego out of a lot of things. I think that's what, like, sometimes when I look at comments, people arguing online on YouTube and stuff, there's a lot of ego involved in it. And when you take that out, you can see how people respond differently. When I like see a post of somebody that might have said something that was really negative or mean or whatever about animals or whatever, usually it's something about to do with veganism. And then like, but when I take it out and I become like open up to them as compassion and be like, you know what, I understand how you probably could feel that way because I was like that for a lot of years. And when I started off like that, and here's what I learned, that's so, I'm not starting an argument with my ego, you know, with them. I'm taking my ego out of it, which will then hope in the hopes that they will take their ego out of it. And then maybe you can change someone's, you know, heart that way, or their mind, or whatever you're trying to do, and open them up. But I realized I wasn't doing that to myself. I
Yeah.
was doing
Yeah.
that for other people, but for me, I was cutting myself off, you know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
what are you getting, what are you doing the stupid negative thoughts for? Get yourself together.
Yeah.
You know, but like being nice to everybody else. I love, that's like the whole theme of this show.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah. Yeah. You should look up a song before we go, because I'm gonna have to go because my
I
dog.
am too. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm starving. I know
there's-
Dawn's tired.
There's a song called "You Are Enough." I just can't remember. So let me quickly see if I can find them.
Before we
And
go,
basically it's he's like he's not a super popular citizen soldier, and it's called "You Are Enough." And basically that song, for anybody who's ever struggled with anything, especially like things like drug addiction and all that, but never felt worthy enough, it is an excellent song, because it just taps into how a lot of us actually feel. You know, like one of the things that he says in there, you do things for everyone else, but you never do it for yourself, because you know, you basically don't think you're good enough or whatever, right? So, and the
Yeah.
song is "You Are Enough," like you are enough exactly the way you are, basically. So
That's awesome.
yeah, so look it up, it's a great song.
thank
Will
you.
do.
Well, I
Will do.
appreciate that.
We're gonna have to have like a mindset kind of conversation one time, instead of it just being on food and that just.
That's what I was doing on my channel for
Oh,
the
nice.
longest time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring
Yep.
that stuff back. We're
But
ready.
yeah, this
We
is
can always
this is
have, you know, I think it all goes together.
it
Absolutely.
does.
100%.
It does.
Yeah.
I think one of these days, Jen, when you pull us up, I think that's an awesome idea. We should have a mindset session. It would be cool.
Yeah.
It would really be cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Give different ideas and yeah, just what's helped us in the past and what's helping us now. And yeah. And sometimes you forget. Sometimes
Yeah.
you used to do something that was really great, and then all of a sudden you got out of doing it, and you're like, I used to do that. It just
Right.
Dude, I tell Jen it's a constant thing. It
Yeah.
doesn't go away. It's like you don't ever really cure that. It's something that the mind is programmed to do as a defense mechanism. It wants you to be prepared if the worst thing happens, but
Yeah.
it doesn't realize it's inundating you with that worst thing that's not even happening.
Exactly.
So it's like, okay, every day it's not necessarily a struggle anymore, but every day it's a challenge to keep that even keel, because
Yeah.
it will continue to come. It doesn't go away. It's going to continue to come. I deal with it every day. Yesterday,
Yeah.
I felt my mind trying to throw me into one of my old panic attacks. For the past couple of months, it's been trying to get me to have a panic attack. And
Yeah.
I'll feel myself getting a little nervous, and I'll go listen to Lenny Kravitz or something.
Yeah.
And I'll change my mode, because I've kind of weeded that whole thing out. So I'm like, okay, you don't want to leave me alone. I've kind of already accepted the whole death thing. So how about we just calm the body down? Go listen to a song you like and
Yeah.
get out. And before you know it, I'm out of that mindset.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So to your
Yeah.
point, that song, that's good. I'm going to go look that up. I
You
want
All
know,
right.
real quick, I know we got to go. I did want to say something. You just reminded me of it before we leave. When you were talking about you got to keep putting it in there and you got to stay consistent, reminds me
Yeah.
of, oh, I ate some clementines 2 weeks ago. So, or like, last month or in January. So that means I'm okay now. I'm going to be healthy for good. It's the same thing with like our spiritual journeys too. Like we can't expect that I meditated one time, which I did, I think with Dawn, like, months ago. And like, what was that, end of summer, like August or something.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm good now. I feel good. But what I did was I didn't stay consistent with that. It's like working out. If you work out one time, you're not going to necessarily get your blood flowing and be like where you want to be physical wise if you don't continue to do it, which, like I sit at the desk. So I know I need to do that consistently, but you can't, the same with like meditation. I'm starting to learn with the mind stuff. I need to, and like you guys are a great reminder of that for me. I need to do that just as regimented as I am with what I eat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Me too.
Definitely.
Me too, because I
Just
got my
like that,
diet
well
down
rounded. We need vitamins. We need vitamins from the sunlight. We need to get ourselves to nature. We need to do some light exercise, and we also need to eat right. And
Yeah.
doing those things all at once is what the challenge is, because we
Yeah.
tend to forget them. So
Yeah. And the weird thing is when you do start including all those things, you actually find that you'll have more time in the day, which
Yeah.
is to me is crazy. I'm like, like, how can I have more time in the, I do. When I do all that stuff, I have more time to do things. And I think because also you get into a routine, and maybe that's what it is. It's routine. And then
It
you
is.
get things done, right? You sleep well at nighttime, your house is clean, like everything just falls into place really nicely when
Yeah.
like a puzzle, they all fit.
Yeah.
When you set it up that way, it really does. It's like, okay, at 12 o'clock, I work out. At 5 o'clock, I do this and that. And you get yourself on a little schedule and get everything in.
Yeah.
Then you can then fit other stuff in there. You're
Yeah,
right. You're
yeah.
absolutely
Especially
right.
when you eat raw, you don't have to put in cooking time too.
Exactly.
Just grabbing some fruit. Oh man, I really enjoyed this conversation.
Yeah, me too. Thank you
Yeah,
so
me
much.
too. Definitely.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Definitely.
Guys. Well,
I
thank
love talking to you guys. This is amazing.
Yeah, this has been good. I'm really enjoying this.
Thank you so much to you both. Thank you, everybody who joined. Mariquita was on here earlier. You missed her, but she had to go. She had to leave. And we thank Tessa was here on the comments. Muriel is here. Maybe she had to go. I think she's got to help Rogue too, right?
Yeah, because you
Yeah,
were
she's
on
looking after
before I
Rogue.
started watching the movie, so you've probably put in a good 3 hours now.
Yeah, 3:30.
No, maybe 4, almost 3.5.
It's 3.5. It does say 3.5.
Yep.
Yeah.
We are on a roll here.
Yeah.
Diana, thank you for joining. I knew I was missing someone. Quote
Yes, Diana.
And I said everybody. I think Dawn popped in here at the end. We got Michelle Dupuis, Dawn James from JJ Video Reacts. We got Amazing Plants Formations, Veganowledge, JJ, and I think who else did I miss anyone?
There was one person that was new that I
I think I just tried to pronounce that name.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Dawn, and I am so proud of you. Thank you for coming on and joining and for your sharing.
You're so welcome, babe. Thanks for having me.
All
Yeah,
right.
thanks for having me too. Like I said, I love these, so this is fun.
We love it. We love it. I remember your interview with us. We got into the mind conversation, didn't we?
Yeah, yeah.
Remember, it's like,
oh, that's right. That is you, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
You said a lot of things that resonated with me. I said, yeah, we got to do this more often. Yeah, this was another good one.
Yeah.
And see, we made it happen.
Awesome.
We did it again. Michelle, thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
know you have the grandson there, so it was a struggle for you, but thank you. And thank you, Muriel, for taking care of Rogue too. So Michelle,
and Laura
was
also
the amazing Dawn.
Yeah, and Laura was also online too. So.
Oh, okay, Laura, thank you. Congratulations on you doing more raw food too.
Yeah.
Everybody down in the chat, thank you for being here. You guys are also amazing. Thanks for supporting Jen. Michelle, thanks for always coming on these lives with her and giving her feedback and everything. I know she wants to grow this out, and you guys are really supporting her in that. And I really love you guys for that.
Oh, we love
Thank
you,
you,
guys.
Diana, for the bell.
Yeah, it's a really cool bell. The smiley face. I love it.
Yeah.
Here today, but when she was here
I
on the
pulled it out
comments,
of the
she left
mailbox.
the
I'm
bell.
like, Jen, I think you got a bell.
I was like, I gotta have a bell like Dawn, and look, it just appeared. Talk about like the power of the mind, right?
Yeah,
Yep, you
exactly.
manifested
You
it.
You guys
manifested.
are great. Thank you all for supporting, and like she said, for subscribing and sharing everything, and just being here on the YouTubes. I appreciate it so much. I'm so thankful, and I'm always thankful, but I'm extra thankful now in my new fruitarian, fruity thanks.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks, Michelle. Thanks, Dawn.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
everybody. Have a good
Take care.
evening.
Yep. See you guys
See ya.
next time.